the parents of high school athletes tend to protect their children from adversity, or they overly involve themselves by advocating for their success. But when they do, they're negating the value of participating in high school sports. Among other lessons, high school sports teach teenagers to take nothing for granted, how to overcome obstacles, and that an extraordinary commitment of time and effort is required in order to reach goals and experience achievement. High school sports also encourage independence and self-sufficiency, attributes that are needed to be successful in life. It's natural for parents to love their children, and it's important to support them in as many ways as possible. With this in mind, here are 6 easy ways that you can be the MVP of your child's high school team. Number 1, attend your children's games as often as possible. Nothing demonstrates interest and involvement more than being there. And be sure to invite Grandma and Grandpa to come along with you. Number 2, cheer for all the kids on the team, not just your own. Here's a test for you. Do you know all the players on your child's team? Could you say hello to them by their first name? Embracing the entire team is a great way to show that your interest is sincere. Number 3, be a resource for your child's team. Does a teammate need help with transportation? Is the team trying to raise money for new uniforms? Is someone needed to organize a pizza party before the tournament starts? Maybe you can help. Number 4, try not to criticize the coach or the officials in front of your child. Hey, you're human, and there may be times when you need to vent, but be careful when and to whom you do it. Criticizing the coaching staff undermines its credibility and tends to put your child in the middle. And games are seldom won or lost because of an official's call. Remember, coaches and officials are objective. Most parents are not. Empower your child to talk with the coach about concerns. Everybody wants more playing time, and understandably so. But encourage your children to have that conversation with their coaches instead of you doing it for them. Giving teenagers the confidence and conviction to speak up for themselves is one of the greatest benefits of participating in high school sports. Number 6, focus on the life lessons your children are learning, not on win-loss records or how many points they're scoring. According to the NCAA, only about 2% of all high school athletes win a sports scholarship, and the average value of it is less than $11,000. But every child will benefit from the lessons they've learned as a result of participating in high school sports for the rest of their lives. It's difficult being the parent of a high school athlete. There's far more emotion and social pressure involved than is ideal. But if you follow these 6 pointers, not only will your children love and respect you, but so will their teammates and coaches. And you might even be named MVP. Thank you for your support of high school athletics in Indiana. Stay tuned now. The Indiana SRN game is next. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Good evening and welcome to Cathedral High School. We are here for the girls' semifinals of the city finals. 15 years has been since we've had a other champion other than Heritage Christian. This field could be very interesting. All four teams has the capability to win the city championship. Tonight, game number 1, Heritage Christian, the number 1 seed, takes on Covenant Christian, the number 5 seed. And then the nightcap will be a great game for you. The number 2 seed, Cathedral Irish, taking on Chittard Trojans. All that's coming up and a lot more coming. A prelude for a championship next on Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game. Lisa Finn is now with us, the head coach of Cathedral High School. But before that, she was the 1996 Ms. Basketball. Those were just a few years ago.
Just a few. Feels like yesterday, but when you start counting it up, you're like, oh, it's a lot longer than I thought.
Can you get that uniform back on, and can you shoot the hoops? Do you go run up and down the floor with the kids?
I don't go up and down too much, but I'm pretty lethal from about 10 to 12 feet. I've kind of lost my range.
I heard, though, you can still knock down some free throws.
I can knock down free throws.
Tonight, you play a pretty good Chittard team, a team that got you earlier in the year. This is revenge, and your kids are fired up because they want to win some games that maybe people got them earlier in the year. Explain that game, and what do you do differently tonight other than you want to win?
Well, you know, we had Chittard earlier in the year. It's always traditionally the day right before Thanksgiving, the evening before Thanksgiving. We're a different team now. They beat us in overtime. I think I always tell the girls, respect the rivalry. It doesn't matter what the teams look like going into it. It's always going to be a game when Cathedral plays Chittard. So I think we need to respect that. And obviously we've got some payback.
Let's talk a little bit about the Final Four, because I tell you what, all four teams are capable of winning this thing. Should Heritage Christian, for the first time, maybe be challenged in a semifinal game against a very good Covenant Christian team. They add a couple of players, and now they're healthy. Game number 1 could be a very interesting game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. We played Covenant earlier in the season. They didn't have Ludlow back at that point. So I think they are going to – I mean, we all look like a different team, half of the season down. So I'm anxious to just see. I think everybody's going to bring their best game, and it's going to be really exciting.
This city tournament is always this week, and then 4 weeks later, you're in a sectional. You have the toughest sectional in 4A. What do you do differently to gear them up for this tournament, and then 4 weeks later you got to gear up for the ultimate one in the state championship?
Well, the nice thing for us is it's kind of a precursor for that, so we can really kind of test it out, see how our girls do with multiple games in a week's time, and we just prepared that way like it was a sectional. Light on practice, heavy on shooting, and I think we'll just see what happens.
One of the things I love about the draw, which is this Sunday, is everybody goes and they have this team meeting. Are you having a team meeting? Are you having pizza? Or is Indiana SRN invited? Because, you know, I love pizza, Lisa. So what do you guys do Sunday? Do you guys get together as a team, or will you do that as a coaching staff?
We will probably get together as a team. To be quite honest with you, we are taking this week one day at a time. We're not looking too far ahead. We're not turning back. So we'll cross that bridge when it comes, but we will plan on getting together.
And then finally, I'll let you go because I know you're going to prepare, but it's kind of nice to seat this tournament. The opening rounds were blowouts. Is the competition getting closer, or is it still those 6 teams, or do you think there's been a gap that's been made? Because Shortridge had a great season this year, failed to make the Final Four, but is it getting closer?
I think so. I mean, I went and watched the Tech game in their first round against Howe, and I was pretty impressed with both of those teams, and Howe had a chance to beat them toward the end. So I think as basketball gets more popular and more girls are playing, I think it's going to get better. So hopefully it'll be better for the future.
Okay, you guys say hi to all those people in Huntington that's probably watching you. Go, hey, I remember when she was.
Probably like my aunt and my all my in-laws in Florida. So hello.
Yeah, if you want an autograph, just send $10,000 to Indiana SRN. We'll take care of it.
There you go.
Thanks, Lisa. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
That's Lisa Finn. She's the head coach at Cathedral High School. We'll be back after this. You're listening and watching Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Hey, Jim, don't touch that, man.
What?
Jim, you never know who's touched these things. It could be places that you wouldn't go. It could have been touched by folks whose hands you wouldn't shake. Like mine.
Ooh, you mean?
Yes, Jim. Dirty money.
You can bring your bad money to the Logan Street Signs and Banners shop. Just come on in and give it to the little bitty girl that's behind the counter. Bad money is really bad. It's really bad. And this week only, you can take all your bad money, drop it off here at the sign shop. We're running through our special process where we'll clean your money and we'll make it better for you, then we'll give most of it back to you.
I'm here to pick up my laundered money.
Here you go, sir.
This is only a 20. I left a 50.
Sir, don't forget it's $19.95 for shipping and handling, and don't forget that 1% surcharge for eating in Noblesville.
Drop your dirty money off at Logan Street Signs and Banners, conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
A team like Carmel that's so hard in the fourth quarter, if you're down, to have to try to play from behind. But we were able to get them sped up, and great job by our players and our coaching staff as well.
Let's talk a little bit about this city tournament. You seeded this tournament. You're the tournament director. All four seeds are in the top 5 seeds. Kevin Christian, the number 5 seed, beating Ritter. But everything else is match up. I talked to Lisa Finn earlier. She said that the gap is closing, but those first 5 seeds have been dominating of those seeds in the last couple of years for the Girls City tournament.
They have. You see a lot of the familiar names here that you see year after year, but you see it's becoming more competitive as well. And Heritage has had the stronghold on this thing since 2004, and so we'll see it this year if anyone else can do it. Personally, I'm rooting for the Irish, but hopefully, and Coach Finn has done an absolutely fantastic job coming in and really leading this program, and you can see a great style of play, and you see, teamwork and all of those things. So we're hoping that they can pull it off this year.
One of the things is she was Ms. Basketball. We asked you, were you Mr. Basketball? You started laughing. Maybe she can help you. You got any eligibility left to go back and play one more year of high school basketball?
I don't think they want that. Dave Worland, who's the principal here, was my high school basketball coach, so you could ask him.
Now you're in trouble, then you probably have to run some wind sprints. Next week is the boys tournament. It's neat that the girls this week, the boys next week. Your number 2 seed, Addicts number 1, 3 is Chittard, surprising Chittard, and number 4, Tech. And this is the first time that I've seen Tech has been number 4 seed since you had them as the number 1 seed back when you won this thing a couple years ago.
My last year at Tech, we were the number 2 seed. Cathedral was the number 1 seed, and it worked out well for us there. But Addicts is a really, really good team. They're the number 1 seed, and we're just going to try to go and make some noise and defend our city championship, and we know it's going to be a hard road because after winning 3 here, there's a big target on our backs. And, everyone wants to put out the defending champs, just like we talked about Carmel last night. They're the defending champs until someone beats them. And so, it's going to be a great, Chittard is really doing well this year, and Tech and Covenant Christian and Tinley's young, but they're very talented, played a tough schedule. So it's going to be interesting to see who's going to show up from night to night because it's going to be important. You can't just win on talent alone.
Now, the first round games are in the higher seed games, and then the Final Four and the championship game at Tech, Indiana SRN. This is our 5th year. Can you believe this? Our 5th year covering this thing, our 6th year for the girls. Pretty cool. And all of a sudden, we have established the being a city leader. It's pretty good for the teams as well. What's the media buzz? I know coaches are already saying, what do you need to do for Indiana SRN? But it's been a pretty nice little marriage so far.
Well, you guys do such a great job of covering and giving kids exposure and doing it the right way, and just you guys do a great job, and that's why it's hard to believe it's been 5 years, but you can believe it's been 5 years because of the job that you guys do. But it gives the city kind of a spotlight where people get to see teams that maybe they normally wouldn't see. You get to see, we have everyone from 4A schools all the way to 1A schools, so it gives a lot of kids exposure that maybe they wouldn't have otherwise.
We wish you lots of luck. Hopefully we'll see you a week from Saturday, and maybe we'll spend some time with you, and maybe we can get you some knickers or something. You can shoot some layups.
Yeah, we sure hope to see you on Saturday.
That's Coach Jason Delaney. We'll take a break. When we come back, Sean Cron will be joining us. It's the Prelude for a Championship right here on Indiana SRN, where you're always in a game.
Your home and office make up a big part of your world. Sometimes trying to manage it all on your own can make you feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. And when the weight of the world is on your shoulders, you need a strong back or two to come to your rescue and haul your stress away. You need the College Hunks. Whether it's time to clear some space for new memories, to reinvent the room around you, or to simply pack up and move into a fresh new beginning, you can count on the Hunks to bear your burden so you don't have to. Let us move you today.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
When Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage. Logan Street Signs and Banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore, but rather located on 10th Street on the south side of Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Teams have taken the floor, Covenant Christian and Heritage Christian. Heritage Christian will be the home team. They'll be wearing white. Covenant Christian wearing their black. And joining me now is Sean Cross. Sean's been with us now 18, 19, 20 years, whatever it's been. This is our 6th year doing the city tournament. You've been with us all 6 years. I think you've had the Final Four all 6 years as well. You got a pretty good game. I don't know who schedules you, but I got to talk to my agent because I don't know why I always get the first game.
It's because you eat dinner earlier and you go to bed earlier. That's why you have the earlier game. So us night owls can stay up later.
Plus, I also get the hospitality room and I get the extra food.
That is true too. They got a great hospitality room here too. But it's interesting because we see a lot of these same teams over. Heritage Christian's won it how many years? In a row. It's been crazy. But the second game that we've got, Chittard and Cathedral, is going to be really interesting. You know me, I'm a stats guy. By all the metrics, they are honestly almost dead even. they're so close. They played once before at Chittard. It went to overtime. Chittard won, but it's at Cathedral today. Covenant Christian has their workout for them, but cut out. Amanda Brown's going to have them ready to play, but man, Heritage Christian's so good. We've had them a couple times this year, Wiggins and Watkins, and they're just fantastic.
They won this thing now 15 years in a row. And I talked to Coach earlier today, and he goes, my ninth graders have no idea. They think it's the Heritage Christian Invitational. In all seriousness, though, the top 4 seeds that are here really could win this thing. If Covenant Christian, and I think Ludlow may be the factor of game number 1. She's coming back off an injury. She scored 15 points. They got a very good Ritter team, a team that Ritter beat them early in the year. So Covenant Christian is on a roll. They've won 4 games in a row. Should be a lot of fun.
It was not a cakewalk for Heritage Christian last year. They struggled to get the title, and they know these teams like Covenant Christian and like Chittard are getting better. I mean, there's Moira McKinley, I think is her last name, in the second game, Chittard. Girl can flat out score. Justice Gordon for Cathedral can flat out score. The city teams are rising, and Heritage knows that, and they've got to keep up with it. They've been able to do that, but the gap is closing.
Yeah, you talk about the other teams. Shortridge had a very good year this year for girls basketball. Tech has had a great year. So I think the gap is finally closing, maybe a couple more years. But girls basketball, we look at this 6 years ago, Sean, this was a yawner, to be honest with you. Now it's a lot of people. There was 98 people waiting online to get to the first game. We'll have over 500, 600 people watching game number 1. Who knows how many people will have a game number 2. Outstanding games. Let's fast forward a little bit. Let's talk about the boys. You're involved with that. You're going to do that. Who's going to win that thing? Is Addicts the key finally to knock off Cathedral, the defending champion?
I think Addicts has the best shot they've had. 6-year McMahon, Western Illinois recruit, is absolutely fantastic. He can score the basketball from anywhere. They play great defense. Chris Hawkins has them ready to go. It's going to be a really interesting draw. It really is up for grabs this year. Where in the past few years you thought maybe there were 1 or 2 teams that could kind of pull away, and they did. That's not the case this year. The city tournament on both sides is going to be very exciting. I mean, the county, we don't have the county, but the county boys tournament's unbelievable too. Just the Indianapolis area overall in basketball continues to get better and better and better, and that helps us and that helps you, the viewer who watches it, because I'm telling you what, it's quality basketball.
Yeah, the next 3, this week and next week, are probably the best time for Indiana SRN. We get to do county, we get to do the girls, we get to do the city finals. It's a lot of fun. Let's fast forward now. Let's talk about sectionals. Best for a girls team that you think could win the state championship?
Northwestern.
All right. That's fair.
I think Northwestern's up there. Hamilton Southeastern's really good. Defending state champ Sydney Parrish is up for National Player of the Year. Fishers is really good. They beat HSC this year. You've got some other squads, but I think Northwestern is just up in Kokomo. They got the 2 Big Ten girls. They are fabulous, and they're going to be the team to beat in 4A for girls.
3A.
Wow, it's so wide open. I think you got to look at this Heritage Christian team. They came down a level, which, I mean, they're a 2A school for crying out loud, and they were playing in 4A. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with in 3A, as is Roncalli. Roncalli's playing really well. Circle City Conference is a loaded conference, so I like them.
2A real quick.
My goodness, that's hard to tell. I mean, Covenant Christian's really good. They get out of their sectional, they've got to. I think a lot of these will be within the Indianapolis region because that's where a lot of the talent is. No knock on the north or the south, but this area, like University, is really good as well. So it's going to be a fun tournament either way.
And then finally, 1A, it's wide open. But I tell you what, there are so many good teams. The Greenwood Christian Ball Club has an opportunity to really make some noise.
They do. They've stumbled a little bit around Christmas and lately, but they have the talent and they have the coaching to get it done. I think this is good for them. I think it's a growing experience for them to go through what they're going through because it will only help them come tournament time. How close was she? Like an inch?
Like an inch. That's okay. You got to take the charge.
She knocked me over. I think they're going to learn from this, and they're going to come out strong on the other side. They made it to regional last year. They want to take that next step.
Well, thank you so much. Sean will be on the air at game number 2. Game number 1 is next, the preview show. We'll send it up to Jonathan Mathis, and he'll have the pregame show for you. We'll have game number 1 coming up with you. You're watching Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
If you find yourself confronted by unwanted pests in your home or office, then you need to contact the professionals at Kim Mountain Pest Control. We offer quality pest control solutions at an affordable price. We specialize in ants and termites. We're also available to handle a variety of other pests, including roaches, fleas, and flying insects, as well as rats and mice. Don't wait until pests cause severe damage to your home or property. Contact the team of experts at Kim Mountain Pest Control today.
There's no greater anti-poverty measure than to give a person a job. That helps them start to change that trajectory.
Morales Group is a full-service staffing company that provides temporary labor in the Indianapolis, Central Indiana market.
It was a challenge that was given by my father. He wanted me to give back much more than I had been. Then I realized that when he said more, he wanted me to see how I could give more. And it wasn't just in money, but in time and in services. And that's how the Morales Group was created.
I started off at Morales Group as an intern. I interned for 3 years before going on full-time staff here. What I love most about Morales Group is that big family aspect. I come from a big family in Mexico, and since the company is continuously growing, I feel like there's always a new member of the family that I get to know.
We're willing to give. We're willing to serve others, and we're not expecting something in return.
Come talk to us. We would love to work with you.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Cathedral High School. High above the court at Cathedral High School, you are looking at it as any spectator would towards the right. And what we have this evening is the semifinal of the City Alliance Indianapolis Championship. Heritage Christian and Covenant Christian, that's our first game. The second one, Cathedral and Bishop Chatard. I'm Jonathan Mathis. Keith Myers is to my left. And this first matchup is becoming very compelling. At the beginning of the year, Covenant Christian got off to a bit of a rough start. They played Cathedral at Cathedral, this very facility, and lost by 35. And you might be wondering, where's Covenant Christian going to be by the end of the year? And where they are is in a very nice spot at 13-5 and on a 7-game win streak. Heritage Christian, a historic power in girls basketball here in Indiana, maybe no more prestigious program than Rick Reisinger's girls. They are also playing very well. They are 11-6. Now you look at 6 losses, that seems like a lot, but all of those losses came against 4A competition, and they are in Class 3A, where they're undefeated this season. They also have one of the best 1-2 punches in the state. Ari Wiggins, Sydney Watkins. Combined, they average almost 20 points per game, and they are mavens on the defensive end. Deflections and steals, Heritage Christian tracks them both, and those two account for 104 deflections on the season and 108 steals. That is part of their game. They turn defense into offense, and Keith Myers, none do it better than Heritage Christian.
You know, Heritage Christian, 15 years ago, they won their state championship. They won a city championship. They have not turned back away. They have won 15 in a row. Talked to the head coach and assistant coach today, and they said, it just seemed like yesterday that we were only going to do this for 1 year. 15 years later, we've been the city champion now for 15 straight years. They are champions until someone knocks them off. But I think really this Final Four is probably the best Final Four that we've seen in the last 3 to 4 years. All 4 teams have the capability of doing that. They were playing at Cathedral. Cathedral's very, very good on this court. It's wide open. And, we talked about it in the prelude to champions with Sean. Game number 1 is a great game, but all of a sudden you look at game number 2, it's going to be outstanding too. So we have 2 great games for you tonight. We're glad that you joined us here on Indiana SRN. And before we went on the air, there was 98 people waiting for us to get on the air. So I'm sure that number is well over 300 right now. That's a fun thing to be.
Well, we're happy to have all of you with us in this matchup. It is a reboot of sorts. We saw these 2 teams play earlier in the season, and it was very competitive. It wasn't, you might look at the matchup and think it's going to be a knockout punch, but it wasn't. It was a close game, single digits for most of it. And then it ended up being a 12-point Heritage Christian win, but the deciding factor might be those deflections and steals. Heritage Christian was pesky in that category. They got 9 of them on the game, deflections, 8 steals, and that's going to be a trick for Covenant Christian. How do they counteract that?
Well, you talked to Amanda Brown, and Amanda Brown says she missed. They missed 14 free throws in that ball game. They knocked those free throws down. They win that thing by 2. But again, and I say this all the time, and I said this when I was coaching. When it comes to tournament time, you got to count out all the records and what happened. You got to count it down because this is 0-0. Everybody wants that trophy, and everybody wants to hoist that trophy at 9 o'clock tomorrow night and cut down the nets. So, whatever you've done, I'm sure that both teams have watched film over and over again. I know I watched the film last year's games to get ready for this ball game. I know you prepared for a lot. This is not going to be a blowout game. If a lot of people think it will be, I don't think it will be that a blowout unless Heritage Christian, the mindset sometimes, Jonathan, is, boy, they're the defending champions. They've won 15 in a row. We can't win. But I don't think Amanda Brown is telling their girls they can't win this thing.
No, and if you look at the predictions, John Harrell's predictions, Heritage Christian is favored by 18, which seems like a lot. They've won almost every game that these two teams have played. They've won 11 of 12. But Covenant Christian, they got revenge on a team that beat them earlier in the year, just last game in the quarterfinal. They got to play Cardinal Ritter and beat them by 15. So this Warriors team has shown resilience so far this season.
Yeah, that Ritter, you go back to that Ritter ball game, I got to see a little bit of that. And what they did better, the turnovers were much better. They knocked down some free throws, but they put pressure. And I don't know, the speed of Heritage Christian may not be as fast. Wiggins, though, out on the floor, she's going to be tough. You got to stop the ball at the top of the key, and you got to make her pass the ball because if she speeds through, she could have a field day today.
Yeah, Wiggins, look out for her, number 12 in white. But someone to look out for in black is number 20, Bonnie Ludlow, who missed most of this season due to injury, but she was a very impactful player last year, averaging double figures.
Yeah, Bonnie's back. She's not back fully. Coach said she can only play 4-minute intervals, so she'll play 4 minutes of each quarter until she's 100%. I guarantee you, if she needs her out on the court, she's going to ask Bonnie. Bonnie's going to say, yeah, I'll play. That's one thing about these both of these teams. Both of them are tough. Both of them want to win, and their mindset is whatever it takes to get a win, let's get it done, Coach. So looking forward for a great contest.
The way to get here, the prelude to the semifinal, Covenant Christian beat Cardinal Ritter, as I said, 55-40 by 15. Heritage Christian got a bye and then utilized that to hammer Crispus Attucks, 65-37. Let's get a couple keys to victory before we look at starting lineups.
For Heritage Christian, I think what you need to do, you're the defending champion, so you got to start off quick. You got to hit your open shots, and then you got to go. I think you got to go inside tonight. I think you can beat Covenant Christian on the post and win that game inside. If you're Covenant, you got to knock down your shots. And then if you're not, follow them and then see what you can make out of it. If this is a close game with a minute and a half to go, the key is to knock down free throws for both of these teams. Both teams have really struggled here lately with the free throws.
We're going to step away for a few moments for the national anthem. But when we do come back from it, we're going to look at the starting lineups for both of these two teams. On Keys Point, you want to see one team likes to go fast, one team's going to want to slow it down. It's going to be an interesting battle between the two. But what we do have, you see them there, Covenant Christian in their black and greens, and then Heritage Christian in white and blue. And we'll have both of them and the tip next on Indiana SRN.
If you find yourself confronted by unwanted pests in your home or office, then you need to contact the professionals at Kim Mountain Pest Control. We offer quality pest control solutions at an affordable price. We specialize in ants and termites. We're also available to handle a variety of other pests, including roaches, fleas, and flying insects, as well as rats and mice. Don't wait until pests cause severe damage to your home or property. Contact the team of experts at Kim Mountain Pest Control today.
There's no greater anti-poverty measure than to give a person a job. That helps them start to change that trajectory.
Morales Group is a full-service staffing company that provides temporary labor in the Indianapolis, Central Indiana market.
It was a challenge that was given by my father. He wanted me to give back much more than I had been. Then I realized that when he said more, he wanted me to see how I could give more. And it wasn't just in money, but in time and in services. And that's how the Morales Group was created.
I started off at Morales Group as an intern. I interned for 3 years before going on full-time staff here. What I love most about Morales Group is that big family aspect. I come from a big family in Mexico, and since the company is continuously growing, I feel like there's always a new member of the family that I get to know.
We're willing to give. We're willing to serve others, and we're not expecting something in return.
Come talk to us. We would love to work with you.
Welcome back to Cathedral High School, everyone, for the first semifinal of the Indianapolis City Championship. Covenant Christian, Heritage Christian. Both teams in double-digit wins. Both teams playing well, and we're going to meet both of them right now. Covenant Christian will be starting an interesting matchup. 4 front court players, at least 4 forwards, 1 guard. That 1 guard is fantastic. The forwards, though, first, number 24, Anna Gwiff. She's a sophomore, 6-footer, averaging 4.8 points per game. In the front court with her, number 23, Samara Douglas, a 5'11 sophomore, shooting 8.9 points per game. Number 25, Patty Chikamba, is the leading rebounder for Covenant Christian at 6.1 rebounds per. She also averages 8 points. She's a 5'7 sophomore. Number 15, Sanaya Borum, one of the senior leaders, 5'7 forward, averaging 11.4 points per game. And then having a fantastic senior season, number 13, Ilyana Williams-Harris, 18 points per game for the 5'8 senior.
Harris is not going to be afraid to put the ball up. Borum has played really well and has done a nice job of balancing the 4 in the last 5 games. Covenant Christian has been very, very good the last 5 games. They are ready and prompt for this game.
For Heritage Christian, it is a typical lineup. If you've seen them any time over the last couple of years, you know these 5. The front court players, there's 2 of them. Number 42, Emery Deaton, a 6-foot senior, averaging 2.7 points per game, pretty much a glue player. Number 44, Courtney Lee, a 6'1 junior, is the leading rebounder. She's had 10-plus twice this season. In the backcourt, number 3, Tierney Brown, fantastic 5'8 junior guard, averaging 8.6 points per game. Then one of the better defensive players in the state, number 15, Sydney Watkins, 5'9 senior, averaging 13.4 points per game, and has 60 deflections and 60 steals. And then one of the best players in the state of Indiana, number 12, Ariana Wiggins, a 5'8 junior, 16.1 points per game. She can do everything.
The key of this ball club is Wiggins, and I think it's also Brown. Brown has to play well tonight. I think if Brown plays well, controls the tempo of the game, it could be a very long night for Covenant Christian. But I tell you what, Johnny Harrow, I think, has this all wrong. But we'll find out. In 32 minutes, we may sit here and say, wow, Johnny Harrow's pretty smart.
We'll
don't forget, Indiana SRN has all the cover wall-to-wall. Tomorrow we have the finals for you right here on Indiana SRN.
For the jump, it's Samara Douglas and Sydney Watkins. The last time Keith and I had a game here, the tip will be won by Heritage Christian. Tierney Brown hit one from right about where Ari Wiggins started this offense. She misses off the get-go, stays with it, and now will feed it around. And Heritage Christian in white will have a reset for their offense. Deaton inside to Lee, back up top to Emery, and now Ari Wiggins.
Man-to-man defense for Covenant Christian.
Wiggins finds a lane. It's Lee off the glass. No. The second, yes.
There's the height that's going to take the advantage inside.
For Covenant Christian, their first offensive possession, we see Chikamba, number 25, feeds it back over to Williams-Harris. Over to the far side, Samara Douglas. The defense looks like a zone there, Keith.
Yeah, it's a 2-3 zone. Surprises me. I thought Coach would have gone to man-to-man, but going to play a 2-3 zone. Now he switches to man-to-man. Now back to 2-3. Holy smokes, who knows?
Feeding inside, it's Douglas, baseline. Can she find room? No foul called, and Covenant Christian comes up empty on their first possession. Tierney Brown inside, Sid Watkins feeds it over. Deaton will try it for 3. Bang!
Well, the quick start is pretty impressive. Deaton knocking down a 3 makes it 5-0.
And that's what, if Heritage Christian's going to be able to do that, maybe Johnny Harrow might have a point.
You're exactly right.
Williams-Harris from that right wing swings it over to the left to Douglas.
What you have to do if you're Covenant Christian is not to panic. now. Just run your offense, see what you got.
On the left side, it will be Douglas. She'll bring it back towards the top. Borum was open for a moment, and now Williams-Harris will decide what to do. Again, no shot clock here in Indiana high school basketball.
Yes.
They can be as patient as they want to be. Chikamba. Douglas drives. Douglas too strong, and Watkins the rebound. And a first foul of the game is going to go against Sanaya Borum, and that was on the Heritage Christian side of the court.
Yeah, you're 55 feet away from the basket. You got to really just play straight up and down at that point. Move your feet, don't reach, and don't bump.
Here's Ari Wiggins, currently scoreless. Deaton has 3 points. Lee has 2. Don't expect her to be quiet for long. She has taken a couple jumpers already. Brown, Deaton, Wiggins inside. Watkins shovels it under. Nice play.
Lee on the basket and the timeout, 30-second timeout. And I tell you what, Amanda Brown is not very happy right now because they're not talking on defense.
No, it's what's interesting is she doesn't want Heritage Christian to have a transition game, right? But we've seen a couple junctures, and even in the half court when that's okay, we've got them right where we want them, they're still executing.
Yeah, and they've always been good off ball screen to get into. Here's the last play here. If you look at the control, I mean, she's guarded right there, but no one picks up Lee for the basket.
A nice, I think Sydney Watkins, she had a couple eyes in the back of her head, and she's the leading assist man for Heritage Christian for a reason.
How about Lee being the leading scorer for Heritage Christian? We thought it would be Wiggins right now, but it's not. Wiggins haven't even started her show yet.
Lee can hurt you, and she utilized is very invaluable for Heritage Christian. We see the first foul of the game against the Eagles. I think it's going to go on Emery Deaton, and it will. One foul apiece between the two teams.
Well, now it didn't take long. Ludlow has checked into the ballgame.
Yeah, and this is the Energizer Bunny. And we talked with Amanda Brown before the game. It's almost like signing a free agent, getting a player of her caliber. Williams-Harris misses her first corner three. Sticking with it and missing was Chikamba. And here's Heritage Christian looking to add to the biggest lead of the game. Brown, Lee, Wiggins pops a three and splashes it home.
You could tell that was coming all the way. She just, the picket fence. Watch Hoosiers. There it is, Jimmy Chitwood.
10-0. Now, if you're Covenant Christian, where are you going to go? You can't get anybody inside. You can't drive on them. Where do you want to go, Keith?
You got to go inside. I know it's tough, but you got to go inside or knock down this three.
She didn't, and it's another rebound for Tierney Brown. In transition, she threw it at the feet of Watkins, and up with it is Williams-Harris.
They have numbers.
Can they take advantage? Borum, finally.
Nice move by Borum.
4.5 minutes remaining in this opening quarter, and Covenant Christian finally on the board. Heritage Christian looks to answer and can't. Watkins thought she was fouled, and here comes Williams-Harris. Currently a quiet scoring. Nice pass. Ludlow, no, and Lee the rebound.
A little bit of contact there to let that go. I kind of like him, let him play.
Yeah, the refs, they have been consistent so far this first quarter, letting both the teams play. A nice jumper by Lee, 6 points for Courtney.
You know, Courtney Lee has been a very good basketball player all her career. Just knows what she does well and then delivers.
And we talked about Tierney Brown, Ari Wiggins, Sid Watkins all in the opening, and here's Lee, the leading scorer for both teams. She got half of Heritage Christian's points.
Isn't that just typical, though?
Of course. Douglas, no. Lee, the rebound.
Great defense by Lee and Denton.
Nice pass. Wiggins to Watkins, and one.
And then Watkins does the little flex.
She earned it. That combo has been fantastic.
You watch this. I mean, this is nice. Just catch, shoot.
Another timeout on the floor.
It's a full.
And we'll take it with them. You are watching the semifinal of the Indianapolis City Tournament on Indiana SRN.
Hello, my name is Sean Kroll. and I've been a part of the Indiana SRN family for the last 9 years. Last year, we streamed a record 326 sporting events around Central Indiana. All the other guys broadcast basketball and football, but we at Indiana SRN also air volleyball, softball, baseball, and even golf. But we need your help. To continue our mission, please help us by contacting Coach at indianasrn.org. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Welcome back to Indiana SRN and Cathedral High School. I'm Jonathan Mathis. Keith Myers is to my left, and Courtney Lee has had one heck of a first quarter so far. 6 of the 14 points for Heritage Christian, and she's been doing it on both ends. She's been grabbing rebounds, scoring, everything.
Yeah, she's just enough. She has enough. She's big enough that she can really interrupt some passes and some blocks, and she's done that very, very well. I tell you what. Just checking in the game now for Covenant Christian Bigelow. Let's see if they get her in the mix here.
The 65% free throw shooter makes her first. Sydney Watkins has 3 and now down 13. What can Covenant Christian do? Ludlow fumbles it away, and it's an unforced error as she tumbled to the ground.
You see both the Covenant Christian girls now talking to each other. You just got to stay focused. If you're Amanda Brown, I'm sure that timeout was stop being so selfish and just run your offense, and let's see what can happen here.
See what they do defensively, Keith. Here's Wiggins. There's Watkins. Heritage is very dangerous when Watkins has it in the middle. But Heritage Christian will play it around, and traveling is Trinity Brown.
You know, that call has been consistent all year long. They're not letting you do that little shuffle anymore, where I think that's been an emphasis all year long.
It is Williams-Harris working over left side. Ludlow now having it. She's only played in 2 games this year. Recovering from injury, she's played well in both, and they're going to need her now facing a 13-point deficit. Speaking of 13, number 13, Williams-Harris has fed it over to Chikamba, but this pass was airmailed to Borum, and out and running. Heritage Christian is lethal here. Brown, easy pickings.
Well, I think Heritage Christian has made a point to say, we are the defending champions, come and get us.
Douglas, nope. Long rebound. Chikamba will let it go, and she shouldn't have.
You know, this is... Earlier this year, we saw Heritage Christian play a Cathedral Ball Club where they led 22-5 after the end of 1, and then they slacked off. So you got to keep your foot on the gas pedal, Jonathan. You can't let up in a city semifinal.
That's a good point, Keith. And this is a situation for both teams where you can't just let this big deficit or lead get to your head. And there's some nice defense by newly into the game, or back into the game, Anna Guif. Feeding up Borum from the right wing. Saves the travel by passing it, and now it's Douglas. Checks it over. Ludlow from the corner. No good. Rebound. Ashley Pettigrew.
How about Ludlow?
Stolen away, and Ludlow. There's an energy play, Keith.
There you go. Ludlow did not quit on the play. Here's the thing also, Jonathan. You got to go after your shot. You hit the shot. Long rebounds. You got to go follow your shot. How many times have your coach tell you that? Over and over and over again. That's why you sat the bench in college basketball.
Yeah, that's why. See, that pursuit is what I did not have. Ludlow, see if she can finish at the line. She has not attempted, or she has not made a free throw yet this season. Again, short season, 2 games. Change that number. She's got 3 points. 12-point lead for Heritage Christian. Wiggins inside. Courtney Lee, no. Rebound Ludlow. She's everywhere. Flings it up. Williams-Harris reels it in like a wide receiver. Cross-court pass to Borum. Gets a man off the dribble, and putting it in is Guif.
Now you're feeling pretty comfortable about yourself. You're only down by 10. You're fighting back. Need to stop here.
Lee. Good. 8 points for Courtney Lee. Williams-Harris from the left side. Borum tries a deep 2. You can't go any deeper, and misses. Long rebound. Trinity Brown feeds it up. Watkins, one hop. Yes. 5 for Sydney Watkins. $1:10 left in the first quarter. Ludlow from the right corner, foul called, Tierney Brown.
Every single time Ludlow goes on the floor, everybody's holding their breath. You don't wish any ill for that young lady. I tell you, she has suffered a lot in her injury, but she's just going back at it. I think her 4 minutes are about up, so she can rest a little bit. If you just join us, she's just coming off an injury, and she looked pretty good. She has several points coming off the bench.
Yeah, she's Covenant's leading scorer. Now the Warriors' long inbound, Sanaya Borum, who has 2 points, feeds over to Douglas, who has none. Back to Sanaya, 60 seconds to play. It might be in that very patient final minute of Indiana High School basketball. Nope, denied. You can't go over her. Chicombo was lucky to recover that one that Wiggins almost had. Deep three, no good. Rebound, Ari Wiggins.
Got numbers.
Shovels it underhanded. Deaton, who hit a three earlier, feeds it back to Ari. Ari guarded by Williams-Harris. The marquee matchup in this game, this one, Wiggins draws a foul on Douglas. That'll be Samara Douglas's first.
Actually, they're just going to call that on Harris, Jonathan.
Interesting. That is one player you really can ill afford to have in foul trouble.
And that's her second of the night.
If there is a weakness at Ari Wiggins' game, it is at the free throw line. She made that one, but she got 4 points currently, and she's a 45% free throw shooter.
That's not very good, is it?
No, but she can do everything else so well. It looks a lot better on that one. 5 points, first quarter for Ari Wiggins.
Now, this is really surprising to me. I would thought Brick would have put some pressure on them with the 23-7 lead with 20 seconds to go. Let's see if they can get a halfway decent shot here.
Taking her time, Williams-Harris playing with those 2 fouls, currently scoreless, and she averages 18 per game.
They're going to go about 9 or 8.
Oh, wide open.
Oh,
Whiff passes it up, and inside Douglas does it. Samara's first 2 points. Don't rest easy. Watkins can't get it off in time, and that will do it for the first quarter on Indiana SRN. A dominant one by Heritage Christian. They lead 23-9.
Life Centers offers love and compassion to all women and men who come through our 8 centers. The goal of this love and compassion is that we would not only save babies from abortion, but also transform lives and create families. The forms of this love and compassion are our services. All of our services are offered free of charge to our clients. To learn more about Life Centers, contact us at lifecenters.com or call us at 317-280-2635. Life Centers. We choose compassion.
Hey folks, if you like what you're seeing and you want to see more of it, please subscribe to our YouTube channel where we got all of our webcast games from here and to the distant past of last year when we first started doing these things.
We have 255 YouTube viewers tonight. Tonight's special. You ready for tonight's special?
I could not wait for tonight.
We want to get to 300 viewers. We want to get 300 subscribers. So, subscribe to YouTube. If you're the 300th subscriber, you're going to get a gift certificate for $20 from the Aspen Creek Grill.
That is money well spent.
There you go.
That's a free dinner.
Yep. Debbie and I went last night, watched IU play, watched Butler play.
Maybe you should have gone. Is that why IU lost?
I think I should have went to Taco Bell instead, but oh well.
All right, 23-9. Covenant Christian's going to have a big comeback. They're accustomed to this, but they need to do it again against a tough team. Nice way to start. Samara Douglas inside drawing the foul. That's Sydney Watkins' fourth on Heritage Christian. Douglas, 54% from the line. And 100% on that ping pong shot. 5 points. Cross court, Tierney Brown feeds it inside. Lee, no good that time. And here comes Douglas for the Warriors.
Jacomba made her rush her shot.
Wrong one reeled in. Tightrope. Borum down low. Douglas. Up top, Williams-Harris takes a three and misses it just long. That's a good shot. That's you can't ask for better, more open looks than that. Here's Lee inside, over to the corner. Trying it, being fouled was Tierney Brown. The yelp helped. And I'll go against Patty Chikamba, her first.
Boy, I tell you what, she got a little bit of ball. She got the arm as well. She's going to shoot three.
It has been interesting where Heritage Christian and all the great things they do, free throw shooting. Again, this will be another one made right before I say a negative number. They're not great at free throw shooting, 55% as a team. Tierney Brown, 67%. She's one of the better ones.
Yeah, and, late in games is where they need to score some points, and they have failed. Some of their losses is because of those missed free throws. I'm very impressed with Kevin Christian. They haven't quit, and they're running their offense a little bit better than what it looked like earlier in the game.
Of course, she makes them both. 5 points for Tierney Brown. 14-point lead for Heritage Christian. Covenant was down by as much as 16. They're right there, although they have been looking much better than the very opening of this game where they looked completely flummoxed. Up top, it will be Chikamba. Pressured closely by Brown, and she airmailed it into the Heritage Christian bench.
You just got to take your time, keep your dribble. There was not much pressure there. Keep that dribble. Keep yourself alive. If you're a young girl watching tonight, you got to keep yourself alive. Make someone force you to stop dribbling.
Here's Sid Watkins, 13.4 points per game, the leading assist man for Heritage Christian. Nice defense by Chikamba. Better defense by Borum. Can she capitalize on it? Almost travels, but Gwiff has it. Now inside, Chikamba, too strong. Here's Watkins.
Got to stop the ball.
They do. And Fowler. Samara Douglas, now that's her first foul. Jotted her down for one prematurely earlier, but she's earned it now. Watkins 65% from the line.
I like how the aggressiveness of the play, hard foul, every player went to pick her up. Great sportsmanship.
Makes the first. 6 points for Sydney Watkins. This is Samara Douglas, Keith.
Yeah, this is a nice drive here. Nice basket. Got the 3-point play.
Watkins misses the second, stays with 6 points. The lead is 15. Williams-Harris scoreless in the first quarter. Scoreless in the first 2 minutes of this one.
She's the leading scorer of the team, too. She needs to score.
You think that might be something Rick Reisner probably noted, and this three is missed. She's not able to follow it because Deaton throws it away off the rebound. Chikamba dumps it back. Douglas, no. Lee out-rebounds 3 players and earns a foul. That's a strong rebound there, Keith.
Yes, sir.
Chikamba's second. Ludlow back in. She was an invaluable spark plug in that first quarter for Covenant Christian. But she's on a little bit of a pitch count today. She's number 20 in black. Here's Watkins, 15 in white. Bobbles it up top. Wiggins a three. Ari makes it, but after it hit the little belt thing.
That's the belt, the wire, the belt. Earlier today I saw you swinging on that thing. I thought it was a gymnastic rings, but it just was the backboard.
We all have our gifts, Keith.
I was impressed that you could get up that high vertically.
It just do wonders. Ludlow, Guif.
That trampoline helped a lot, though.
We don't need to tell all the secrets.
Okay.
Now Ludlow from the left side initiates it. Chikamba will try it from the right wing and banks it in.
Well, PC Bank is one of our sponsors. There you go, Patty.
Down low, Watkins wanted a foul. It's loose. Lee has it because why not? And jump ball called. Courtney Lee is tough when you're trying to rebound against her. She's averages 7.2 rebounds per game, and she's the leader on the team by light years.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no foul called. A late one, though. Is this on Watkins?
Last three-pointer here by Patty Chikamba. Set her feet. Nice basket.
That is the second foul on Sydney Watkins. Here comes Williams-Harris, down 12.
This was a 16-point lead at one time, folks. Covenant has made a nice little run here.
Borum could cut it to single digits and does. 5 for Sanaya Borum. She shoots 32% from 3. Now we're back in as a 3-possession game at the moment. Deaton swings it, almost picked away by Ludlow, but Wiggins fires. She misses. Williams-Harris the rebound. Some momentum for Covenant Christian. Ludlow from the corner. Yes, sir.
Well. They are back in this thing, Jonathan. Down 6.
And still half of a quarter to play with 4 minutes left. They'll go to Lee. That was working in the first quarter. That pass is tipped. It's tipped again. Oh, Courtney Lee, right place, right time. 10 for Courtney Lee. Her season high is 14. But she's right there. The Heritage Christian lead is 8. With into the corner to Borum. Back to Anna. Almost stolen, it is. Tierney Brown pounced and lays it in.
Brown has quick hands. Now it's right back up to 10. You got to be patient. Got to protect the ball on your end of the floor.
Williams-Harris will work it from the right to the left outside the volleyball court now and trying to get some space.
They are going to go high-low and put Ludlow on the high post.
Deaton will guard Ludlow, top of your screen. Harris trying to break down Wiggins. That's a tough task to do. Now it is Guif.
You're not really running the offense. You got to keep moving.
Now there's a lot of standing around, Keith. 3 minutes to play. Borum, stolen by Tierney Brown. Great footwork on the far boundary. Deaton, corner, Sid Watkins, baseline, Courtney Lee in. 12 points for Courtney Lee, a fantastic first half.
No one can stop Courtney Lee. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here for you. And remind you, tomorrow night, 7:30, this city championship game will be right here at Cathedral High School. We'll have it for you. Pregame at 7:15 right here on Indiana SRA. And then we have a Circle City Conference game for you, boys game. Guerin Catholic, Covenant Christian has everything indication for the Circle City championship game. In fact, you and I get to fly our little jet up to Guerin tomorrow.
We're gonna burn some gas to fly that one. That's a long flight from Cathedral High School.
That's
like a minute.
What a great game, huh?
Here's the Sanaya Borum 3. This was a huge momentum boost.
Yep.
For the moment.
Just set her feet. Good shot. So join us.
Here's another 3.
This is what I like about that. Watch her follow her. Well, she didn't. I thought she was going to follow her shot. Nice job. Set her feet.
She was so confident, and that thing was just going in no matter what.
They need a basket here. They need to stay close.
2:40 left in the second quarter. They cut it to 6. It's at 12 at the moment. Borum, Chikamba, Douglas, inside. Williams-Harris, back to Samara. Feeds it up top. Chikamba's made one from right there. She misses, though. Rebound inside. Fed up to Sanaya Borum. She will drive in right to Deaton. Jump ball stays with Covenant.
I think Borum lost control of the ball. Fortunately for her, Heritage Christian defender was right there and got the jump ball.
Newly into the game for Covenant Christian, freshman number 40, Gabriella Crane. Coach Amanda Brown likes her defense. And this entry pass is no good. It's Tierney Brown. Stops, pops, misses. Rebound Chikamba.
Might have got away with a travel there, Jonathan.
It was close. It was close. We'll see. Chikamba, can she cut it down? No. Crane can't reel it in, and it's out of play, and it's going to Heritage Christian.
2 minutes to play, first half. Heritage Christian, the defending city champions, really in control of this ballgame, 33-21.
And they've had a big lead from the beginning, although Covenant, they've cut in, they've stayed there, but they haven't been able to sustain it quite yet. Here's a nice steal by Crane. She battles Watkins, but Sydney's able to come up with it and then dribbles it off her foot. Feeds it inside, up top. Deaton's hit a 3 and misses that one. Another opportunity here for Covenant Christian to cut in, 90 seconds to play. Douglas takes it herself, and that's a good decision.
Douglas, nice play.
7 points for Samara Douglas. It's a 10-point game. Sid Watkins, cross court. Ari Wiggins, pop pass. Tierney Brown, one dribble, pops a three. No good. Watkins the rebound. Feeds it in. Deaton from point blank misses. Ari Wiggins fouled and going to the line.
This is going to be on Chikamba. That's going to be her third.
And Covenant Christian playing with a short bench, too. And they'll afford to have too many fouls to Chikamba, who's a very valuable contributor. Wiggins makes the first. 6 points for Ari Wiggins in a relatively quiet first half.
Very quiet first half. You know, she's averaging, 15, 16 points a game?
16.1.
Yeah.
Right you are. She misses that one. Stays at 6.
Okay, you're down by 11. Got a minute left. Think you take your time here?
I would be smart. I think there's worse coaching decisions that you could have.
You don't want a big run, though, by Heritage Christian.
Orem not taking her time and misses. Tierney Brown the rebound, and here come the Eagles out and running, feeding it up. Lee avoids a possible travel. Wiggins misses. Crane sword for the rebound, and it's a foul on Tierney Brown, her second.
I'll tell you what, Brown did not get position. Good call by the official. You know, we're not even into bonus yet for both of these teams. That's how clean this game has been. Been very clean. Now Heritage Christian's going to bring in a sub, so you don't get necessary fouls here, Jonathan. You have one to give before you go into the bonus. 42 seconds, 41.2. I think you go for one if you're Covenant Christian.
Jasmine Williams makes her second appearance of the game for Heritage Christian, number 4 in white. She's guarding Ludlow. Ludlow drives by and is too strong on the layup.
Might have got bumped.
But she might have stolen it. Ludlow is slow getting up, but it's Covenant Christian ball. 22 seconds to go. Now Ludlow is up. Feeds it to Douglas. Samara with 17. Borum with 15. Now Ileana Williams-Harris. 9. Looking for space. Borum. 3, 2. The shot's up and no good. And we're going to halftime. Heritage Christian leads by 11.
(34-23) at halftime. Johnny, good ball game. Again, Heritage Christian getting off to a quick start, and we'll see what goes on.
Well, stay tuned, folks, for a halftime presentation. We'll be back in a minute here in Indiana, SRN.
In athletics, we embrace the school's mission to glorify God, pursue excellence, and disciple students. This mission is at the core of who we are, driving our students and coaches to pursue athletics in a distinctive way that brings honor to Jesus Christ. Athletics teaches students about the value of competition, about teamwork and goal setting, about respect and hard work. The privilege of interscholastic athletic participation can be one of the most rewarding experiences in a student's life. The responsibility associated with this privilege can help the student athlete maintain proper perspective and serve as a reminder of what is truly important in life. We win through sports if we develop competitive and successful athletic teams and individuals. We win through life if we glorify God to be the best that we can be. As we build on our statewide reputation of athletic excellence that emphasizes sportsmanship and outreach, I look forward to seeing how God will continue to use Heritage Christian Athletics to impact our community.
The greatest thing ever said about mankind was that we were made in God's image. And I've often thought
The best thing for me about Heritage is that you form such close relationships with teachers and other students. It's just amazing for me to be walking down the hallway and to run into one of my old elementary school teachers and they still remember my name. They'll come up and give me a big hug and be like, Rachel, oh, how are you doing? Like, tell me about your life.
That's right. That's right.
We are integrating a biblical worldview into everything that we do here. Every class that we have, every relationship that's here on campus, every athletic activity, team, club, fine arts. That's part of the value proposition of discipleship here at Heritage. And how our faculty and staff speak into and pour into our student lives is so important. And you see that in so many ways. You see it obviously in the classroom, but you also see it with teachers who lead clubs, who are talking and tutoring with students after school, who really care about what's going on in our students' lives, and they're there to make a difference.
I am Heritage.
Heritage Christian.
I am Heritage. I am Heritage.
Every hurt and every sting, he has walked the suffering, he knows.
I think of my philosophy of education, and Jan and I, as homeschooling parents, we really recognized it was our responsibility to educate our children. And so when we thought of basically delegating our children's education to someone else, we prayed about it and we thought, would we delegate our children's education to someone who didn't believe anything close to what we believe? And we basically said, no, we can't do that. We have to entrust and delegate that role in our children's lives to someone that believes consistently with what we believe. And being able to do that at Covenant was a big step for Jan and I, because having 7 kids and really wanting to see them walk with the Lord and wanting to see them engage their faith for the rest of their life, we wanted that key time in their life to be with someone that we could trust, and that's how we came to Covenant.
Well, we also had some of our children wanted to pursue some higher degrees, Kyle in engineering and Hannah in nursing, Luke in accounting, and we felt that Covenant was a college preparatory school, and just some of the scholarships that they got, so it was definitely prepared them well.
I think the first thing, besides the effort that Covenant has to take the children through 4 years of Bible study, I think it's the way they engage them to try and apply their biblical studies to a worldview and try and take what they're reading and understanding in Scripture and then look at their life situation, the things that are going on in life, their relationships with their classmates, and then apply what they're learning. And I think that's a really unique aspect to how they go about teaching them. And I think building relationships around that gives a depth to that relationship. I mean, you're talking about the thing that's most important in your life. You know, your faith in God, what you believe about Jesus Christ. And when you're discussing those things with people that really genuinely love you and want to see you come to the acknowledgement of the truth, I think it really adds a dynamic opportunity. Besides getting a Christ-centered education, the most important thing that we saw was the relationship development that took place between our children and the teachers.
I think all of our kids have been impacted by at least 2 teachers that they really connected with, and they really drew them out. They developed relationships. It went beyond the classroom.
And that was a real goal of the school. It wasn't just part of the curriculum. It was the heartbeat of the school was to develop relationships with the students, and some of those relationships are still intact. And quite frankly, that's the investment that you're making. You're making an investment in the opportunity for your young person to actually have time to engage a teacher and the teacher to have time to do that. I'm Dan Eganoff, and this is my wife Jan, and a Christ-centered education is the reason Covenant was a fit for us.
I played volleyball and basketball, and I ran track while I was here, and I just loved that I got to do all 3. I think, that's not super common, especially anymore, to have multi-sport athletes, and I think the bigger the school you go to, the less common that is. And I think Covenant's really awesome because you can do whatever you want to here, and you can be involved in however many things you want to be involved in here. Coming in, I was expecting a certain thing because I grew up going to private school, so I think I was expecting the atmosphere to be similar and for me to kind of know what I was coming into, but it was totally different. And I think the biggest part for me was just the relationships that I had with my coaches. In order to develop a deep relationship with someone, they have to know every part of you. And since Christ was such a huge part of my life, I think without that connection, I don't know if I would have been able to develop those relationships with my teammates as much. And I think us all having that common ground, I think that just allowed us to kind of fast forward the personal relational things. And that's why all of my teams felt like families, because we all have this great common foundation and we just get to build from there. And that was what enriched the experience all the more, because when you have that sort of relationship with someone, you want to give it that much more effort and you love it that much more because you have a personal connection. So I think that is the biggest thing that sets Covenant Sports apart. And that's why I came back to coach, is because I wanted to be able to pour into kids like I was poured into as an athlete. My name is Brandy Fishburne, and athletics is the reason that Covenant is a fit for me.
Welcome back to the second half, and we begin with a block shot, and here's Covenant Christian. Empty possession to begin it for Heritage Christian. That first half really couldn't have gone much better, could it, for Heritage Christian, Keith?
Heritage Christian in the driver's seat now. Now you got to fight back. You got to spend a lot of energy to be even, and then you got to spend a lot of energy to get control of the game.
Nice move off ball, Borum, but she's swatted by Watkins. Sanaya saves it, and a foul will be called, I believe, on Emery Deaton. Her second.
Good first half by Courtney Lee for Heritage Christian. I have her unofficially for 12.
I have her for 12 too. Combine her unofficials, that's pretty close to the right number. Chikamba from the left wing, right wing, our left. We are facing them. They're looking at us trying to score. Borum inside. Douglas battling on Lee, fouled by Deaton. No, she's fouled by Courtney Lee, and that is Lee's first.
Boy, you could have picked either one. Picked Lee. I like the aggressive play so far, second half.
You're only down 11. You know, it's not like you're down 21 or something crazy.
Right. There was down as many as 16. If you just joined us, you missed the first half.
Ashley Pettigrew has subbed back in, number 41 in white for Heritage Christian. Inside, Borum. Dangerous pass. Watkins almost stole it. Douglas goes at the basket, misses. Gwiff had it for a moment. Pettigrew now. And here's Tierney Brown. Watkins leaks out and lays it in, plus the foul.
Nice play by Watkins. Her 8th point of the night. Got foul.
Ooh, that's a big foul on Patty Chikamba, her 4th.
Yeah, Covenant Christian does not have a deep bench. Watkins knocks down the free throw.
Out goes Chikamba.
The Chatard Trojans have just walked into the building.
Yeah, they're really close to us. Actually, you can see them. They're all in black on the top of your screen, Midway. Never mind. We panned away from it. Here's Williams-Harris. Ludlow. Williams-Harris, scoreless first half. Scoreless still. Lead the rebound, and here's Ari Wiggins. Look out for her, but that pass was too strong. Watkins back to Ari, a 3. That was a little short. Rebound, Pettigrew. And Heritage Christian, they got the size, the speed. Do they have the accuracy? Nope, not on that possession, but Pettigrew is still there. Ari maybe a 3rd time. Dangerous pass. Watkins handles. Watkins almost travels. She now did officially.
Yeah, you know what? You gave up 3 offensive rebounds there, and you come up short. Got to leave you a little frustrated if you're Rick Reisinger. But I tell you what, the defense on this end has really picked up a little bit for Covenant Christian.
Yeah, if you're a Covenant Christian, frustrated Rick Reisinger or not, you still have to be able to cut into this lead and take advantage of not the crispest performance, but it's been well enough for Heritage Christian as the foul comes on Courtney Lee, her 2nd.
That time Douglas just took the ball, took it right to the hole, and then wasn't going to be stopped. The frustration here is your best shooter has not scored a basket tonight. And that's got to be on her mind now. When's someone going to take the lid off the basket for her?
The leading scorer for Covenant Christian is Samara Douglas, and she just made another free throw. She has 8 points. Out goes Gwiff. In comes Crane.
I kind of like Crane's play early in the first half. A little havoc for Heritage Christian's guard.
Nice free throw attempt there. 9 points for Samara Douglas. Her season high was 17 earlier this season. She scored that twice. Tierney Brown hits another 3. She has 10.
She's just deadly.
She is. I said this in the opening, but one time Keith and I had a game here, Heritage Christian Cathedral, and she hit a 3 from where the referee's standing at the bottom of your screen going the opposite way.
Yes, she did.
That was a nice capper for a 2nd half. Off the bounce, Douglas has 11. 13-point lead for Heritage Christian. Brown still popped away for the moment by Ludlow, and now it's Watkins. Inside, Lee too strong. It was tipped. Borum's in trouble. Got to go quicker than that. Got bailed out by a foul.
This is Brown's 3-pointer. Look at her set her feet, folks. Just set her feet, follow through. Nice shot.
5:05 to play here in this 3rd quarter. Yana Williams-Harris still scoreless. Hands it off to Ludlow, who has 6 big points. And I don't mean that in alliteration. Each one she had was felt as a huge momentum boost. Borum able to recover from Watkins. It's on the floor. Jump ball. That's going to Covenant.
You know, Borum now has really, she gets in that trouble. She doesn't know what to do. She fell to the floor. Fortunately for her, the ball goes right back to Covenant Christian.
Sanaya to inbound. Douglas. Down 13.
I think you got to set a high-low pick for Harris.
She's wrapping around a pick and now lost in the lane. Here's Douglas. She has been the offensive energy, but poked away by Watkins. Wiggins finds her, and a couple big steps lays it in. 11 points for Sydney Watkins. Borum on the other end. And this one's stolen away, and this is, Keith, when you're playing Heritage Christian, This situation is where you have to be very prudent because Heritage Christian can turn a turnover into a half dozen.
And how many times did you say they had deflections and picks this year? Over 100. So outstanding play by Heritage Christian.
Ludlow cut off by Brown and travels. Watkins has 11 points for Heritage Christian. Lee 12, Brown 10. Wiggins, who has the ball, has 6, goes for Pettigrew. Nice position by Borum, but Ari comes up with it. Then there's some contact, no whistle. Here come the Warriors. Douglas looking around. Williams-Harris, will this be? Yes, finally. 3 points for the leading scorer for Covenant Christian on this season. Those are her first points of the night.
Maybe she gets on track now.
They need her to, down 12. Here is number 12 for Heritage Christian. Ari Wiggins.
I think you go inside. You use your bigs.
It's Watkins. Foul. Here's the, this broke the ice.
Nice trail pass, and she's just wide open. She had time to look at that. Nice basket.
The foul is on Samara Douglas, her second. Clean second half for Covenant Christian, just 2 fouls called. Although one was big to Chikamba, her fourth. You only get 5 of them. Here's Ari Wiggins. Nice feed to Watkins. She's dangerous on that quick pass. Lee underneath. She had a dozen points in the first half and a turnover here in the second.
They double teamed the ball, and then Borum just went to the passing lane.
Douglas.
Oh, you're open.
Now they see her. Gwiff. No, but she's fouled.
She might have got away with the travel early. If this is on Lee, this is her third.
That is Courtney Lee's third. You're right. It is her third. The 5th on Heritage Christian. And Anna Gwiff goes to the line, 63% on the season.
Griff was wide open for a good 5-6 seconds before they saw her.
Nice. 3 points on the evening for the sophomore. Out goes Courtney Lee. She misses the second. It's an 11-point game. Tierney Brown in transition for Heritage Christian.
Boy, you need those every basket.
Oh, man, wide open. Mari Wiggins misses. Pettigrew tips the rebound to herself. Tierney Brown, she's open. You're playing with fire if you're Covenant Christian, but Heritage still has it. Ari feeds it to nobody, and it's Ileana Williams-Harris in transition. Douglas, no, too hard off the rim. Ari Wiggins with the ball. Shovels it underhanded, wide open, Sydney Watkins. 13 for Sydney Watkins.
Pretty impressive steal.
Nice feed, but it's tipped away by Pettigrew. Here's Wiggins. Feeds it up, Sid Watkins. This one tipped by Borum. Look out from behind.
Whoa. I tell you, the closing speed, I mean, I'm pretty quick.
You are pretty quick.
But I don't think I could make that move.
Let's check it out one more time.
I mean, she's 3 steps behind, and wow.
She also had jumped too early. Like she had to reach back to block it.
Craziness.
Oh, Douglas wasn't ready. She recovers well and then turns it over. Jasmine Williams feeds it up. Tierney Brown. And now Ari Wiggins, who had that thunderous block. Tierney Brown misses. The rebound, Deaton, who also misses. It's loose. It's rolling around. It's Tierney Brown. She'll try it. Nope. The rebound, Douglas.
The size of Heritage Christian has really caused some trouble for Covenant. And then you get in a hurry. You know, you take your time. You're at 136. So many times my team want to run the ball because they think they can beat everybody down the floor. The object is to win. So you got to take your time and realize that you don't have numbers.
Yeah, go quick, but don't hurry. I think is the
good point.
Adam.
I think John Wooden said that.
If he didn't, he should have. It's Tierney Brown, left side. 80 seconds to play in the third quarter, and a third quarter that has been pretty even. But Covenant Christian hasn't been able to make up any ground on Heritage Christian on an evening where Ari Wiggins, one of the best players in the state, has had little impact offensively. Here's another opportunity, Keith. Can the Warriors capitalize?
See, good job at just controlling the offense. Oh, follow your shot, young lady.
They can't, and it's Ari Wiggins. Looks like a little bit of a case where you have the best shooter on the team struggling and just can't get it to go. Jasmine Williams from the left wing. 45 seconds to play. Brown, Wiggins.
You got to like the defense that they're playing because they're help defense.
Pettigrew swings it high for Brown. Double team comes. Brown splits it. Nice shovel pass, and Pettigrew answers.
The height of Pettigrew, just her first 2 points of the night. Nice way to finish.
Down 15, 20 seconds to play in the third. Any basket, and it seems like you could have said that for almost every possession for Covenant Christian in this third quarter. Dozen seconds left. Williams-Harris into the corner. Borum back to Ilyana. Guarded by Ari Wiggins. Can't beat her off the dribble. Scoops it instead and does. Never mind, right at the buzzer. 5 points in the quarter for Ilyana Williams-Harris, but Covenant Christian is down 13 as we go to the fourth on Indiana SRN.
Our family has been very happy working with Wallflower Pictures.
Because they make sure that I get the acting skills that I need in this industry and the education that I need.
Wallflower Pictures supports UV's journey in the industry. They're very passionate about his growth, and they're very professional and attentive to our needs.
And I truly believe in the projects I've worked on, like For the Boys and The Walk.
We love working with Wallflower Pictures.
Our work, like this game, you can go to YouTube and see all of our webcasts, and hopefully when you're there, please subscribe. Then you'll be able to get updates on our future games, like our one tomorrow. We have 2.
Yes, tomorrow night, the city finals. Tomorrow night, Sean Crawl will be here with Justin Griffiths, and then you and I go to the Guerin Catholic as we have the Guerin Catholic Covenant game, boys game on tomorrow night. And then Saturday, wrestling, Circle City Conference Wrestling, 9 o'clock Saturday morning, and then stay with us at 5:30. Guerin Catholic plays Martinsville in a webcast game as well. We got you covered back all the way.
And we check out that variety. It's been very perfect and timed, like the shovel pass. Whoop. But Indiana SRN, go to that YouTube page, hit subscribe. You can see the wrestling, the basketball, our football games, a little bit of everything. Wrestling.
It's a great network.
Offensive foul.
Oh, if I'm coach here, I'm a little upset with the officials because they've been doing that the whole entire game, and then you call that one in the fourth quarter. You got at least be consistent with that.
Yeah, Jasmine Williams got her name into the scoring book with that one. Her first foul. It's the first statistical number that we tracked that she kept. Douglas.
Covenant Christian is not moving without the ball. That causes them a lot of headaches.
Yeah, a lot of dribbling then. Players having to create for themselves. Williams-Harris, who was quiet, scoreless in the first half, 5 points in the third. With Crane and little movement, as Keith pointed out. You can see especially on the wings. Douglas in trouble, and Watkins makes them pay. It's an empty possession for Covenant Christian. They can ill afford to have them. They can ill afford for Ariana Wiggins to make a 3, but she passes it up. Williams to Pettigrew. Back to Jasmine. In trouble. Wiggins is open on the weak side. Doesn't matter. Wiggins finishes. 8 points for Wiggins. Williams-Harris in transition, down 15. Now there's a lot of time left, Keith, but you'd like to see a little bit more urgency, cautious urgency.
And you can't come out empty.
They do. Watkins with it. A one-woman fast break.
She called for travel.
You see the frustration.
Wiggins is thinking, come on, ref, she knocked me down.
I think Amanda Brown, she might have been in the ref's ear a little bit because she
You
got a
think so?
couple big steps
Yeah.
in the third quarter.
Yeah.
They got her that time.
And if you notice, Coach is asking him what he saw, and he's just doing what he's supposed to do.
Ignore him.
Yep.
Borum. Whiff. Blocked. You're a ref. You had to get pretty used to the referee ignorance.
Hey,
there, Coach.
Way I looked at it, you couldn't yell as loud as my boss, or you couldn't yell as loud as my other partner, or you couldn't be loud as my wife. You just kept on, and you got a job to do. You just did it.
See, Indian SRN, subscribe to YouTube. You get analysis on the basketball game and refereeing mindsets.
Well, and I would encourage you, if you want to referee this game, we need officials. So call the office and contact Sandra Walters. She'll tell you how to get it done.
Covenant Christian needs a basket, and they didn't get it. Jasmine Williams to Wiggins. Ari in transition, 5:50 to go. The lead that is feeling much bigger by each passing second, especially if they don't guard her.
And to close that thought, these guys don't do it for the money. They do it because of the love of the game and the kids, and you got to take off your hats to those guys to do that.
Well said. Jasmine Williams looking for her first points, doesn't get them. Douglas battles, flings it to Borum. Numbers in favor of the Warriors, but they get trapped. Jump ball. And it stays with Covenant Christian. And a timeout. Full timeout. That means we're taking one too. You're watching the city tournament semifinal in Indiana SRN.
How does a good man become even better? By working out? Or by working his way up the corporate ladder? By changing his diet? Or by changing his style? By traveling the world? Or by staying perfectly still? For 300 years, we've helped good men become the best versions of themselves through a dedicated fraternity and by taking an oath to live a life of integrity, service, and brotherly love. Men who are as committed to each other and their families as they are to our noble cause. In the end, we don't just make men better, we make them Masons. Not just a man, a Mason.
Hoosier basketball indeed, and we have a wonderful scene for this girls' city semifinal in Indianapolis, Cathedral High School, where they've seen much great basketball. All their banners across this gym honoring their various state championships. They have too many to name, and if you ask any Cathedral grad, they can pretty much name all of them for you. Ludlow hands it off to Williams Harris from the top of the key, guarded by Ari Wiggins, now into the corner. Ludlow, they need it. They got it. 9 points for Bonnie Ludlow. Matches her season high again. She missed the first half of this season. Well, more than the first half of the season. First 3 quarters of it, recovering from injury. But she's had 3 good games since, and this match is the most points she's had in her return.
And they're only down by 12 with 4:40 minutes to play.
Which doesn't really seem possible, but that's also, Heritage Christian's missed some shots this game. But they have the clock in their favor, and a foul on Ludlow. Here's the 3-pointer by Ludlow, Keith.
Yeah, again, sets her feet. Just got to like the fall of her. Ludlow on the foul.
Out goes Gwyff. In comes Crane. Out goes Ludlow. In comes Chikamba, who's played with 4 fouls. But you can't be too cautious now. You need one of your better defensive players. And we have a timeout and a 30-second one for Heritage Christian. What do we have going on in the network tonight and tomorrow?
Well, I got an update for you. This is a very important game. At halftime, Greenwood Christian girls playing Greenwood, a 4A playing a 1A. Greenwood Christian girls leading 32-22 at halftime. Alexis Mead is 4 for 4 for three-point line, leading the team with 12 points. Games on the tap for tomorrow for you on Indiana SRN, 7:30 the city. Final, Sean Kroll and Justin Griffiths. Also a boys game for you. Guerin Catholic, Covenant Christian boys, 7:30. Myself and Jonathan will have that game for you. On Saturday, wrestling starting at 9 o'clock. The Circle City Conference Wrestling Championships, 5:30 in the evening. Guerin Catholic, Martinsville boys. And then next week, Boys City all week long on Indiana SRN. Check out our website, check out our YouTube page, and check out our Twitter for that information.
Oh, Ari Wiggins wasn't looking for it. Here's an opportunity for Covenant Christian to capitalize. Chikamba. No, sir. And they don't. That's kind of been the theme of the evening. And a foul called. That could have gone either way, Keith.
Yeah, but she's grabbed. So she's going to get called Williams for her, Harris for her third.
Producer Jerry might think it was a travel, and they disagree.
Well, producer Jerry refereed many, many years, and he worked at Big Ten. And when he worked at Big Ten, that's all he called was travel. So
that's why they stopped, because they couldn't take
because
bringing the ball up will be Ari Wiggins with 4:20 left in the game. Good one coming up next. Cathedral beat Tech 69-39, and Chittard beat Tindley 67-34 in the other semifinal. Cathedral Chittard next on Indiana SRN. You don't have to go anywhere. It's the same feed. We hope you stick with us. Here's Wiggins.
Nice defense by Bourne.
Watkins. Sydney into the corner. Deaton will play it back out. Again, the clock is Heritage Christian's friend.
Yeah, but I think this is too early to put this in the icebox.
Ari Wiggins crossing up Crane. Got to keep your balance against her. Ari's quick and is fouled. It's going to be bumped. Douglas. It was. Samara Douglas's third foul.
Now you only have one to give before they get in a bonus. You don't really. Boy, this is a tough go right here. What you got to do for Covenant Christian, you got to make some great stops without fouling. This is the girl you want to have the ball, though, I'm telling you.
Ari Wiggins feeds it, but it's bumbled. And here comes Covenant Christian, fed up to Borum. Can she handle it? Yes, she can. Now can she get rid of it? She can too. Chikamba splits two. Back up top. Williams Harris attacks the bigger lead. Now plays back. She's got Deaton on her and doesn't take advantage of it. It's Chikamba with 3 minutes to play.
They're going to run a 3 wide here. Watch the cutter inside.
Douglas.
Oh, got fouled. Got the basket.
Makes it. 13 for Douglas. The free throw pending. That's Sydney Watkins' third foul. Douglas 54% on the season from the line, and I gotta have it. That's a 10-point game, Keith.
No, unbelievable. Make it 9.
We will. 14 for Samara Douglas. One of her better games of the year. Watkins in that near corner. It's Sydney stumbling, regains her balance and throws it away. Coming up with it is Chikamba. Got to get across the timeline. Look out from behind. Watkins almost stole it. And now Douglas. There's time for Covenant Christian if they can execute. Crane, the freshman, feeds it to Borum. Up top, Douglas. No, off the back iron. Wiggins had the rebound. Brown comes up with it.
You got to fill your spots if you're Heritage Christian now. And this is the girl you want. Let her just go.
And she's fouled. I think it's going to be on Douglas, and Douglas probably got the worst of it. Here's the last shot. This is just great grit. 4 fouls on Douglas, 4 fouls on Chikamba. The front court for Covenant Christian playing dangerously.
You know, we talked about you got to get so much momentum and so much, you know, right now, Covenant Christian hands on the knees, getting that second, third breath.
Oh, and Ari Wiggins, as brilliant as she is, and she is, by some measures, one of the 5 best guards in the nation in her junior class.
This kid knocked down free throws.
Free throws, that's it. She's improved as a three-point shooter. The free throws have been an issue, and she misses both. It's a 3-possession game. Got to move, Williams-Harris. Now Douglas. 2 minutes to play.
She's asking for a pick.
Did a great one. Ludlow, baseline, up strong and in. And a quick timeout for Amanda Brown and Covenant Christian. They have 1 timeout left. That's a 30, Keith. And you can see it's a full timeout. We're going to take it too. We'll be back in a moment here on Indiana SRN.
Bertner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Well, we got ourselves a ball game here at the minute 50 to play. Covenant Christian trails Heritage Christian by 7. It's 3 possessions, but the momentum has been creeping haphazardly in favor of the Warriors.
Yeah, if you look at this whole entire game, you would really think Heritage Christian's up by 15, 20 points, but they just can't put Covenant Christian away. We talked about their heart. They play just like their coach, man. They have a gritty heart, and they have not quit. Be interesting the next 152. Be interesting now what Heritage Christian will do. Will they try to run them up and down the court and spread this out, or will you just spread the floor and have them foul and hopefully you knock down some free throws?
They're going to double team Wiggins or try to. Watkins is up too.
What I like is Douglas Brown is on the bench, and she's up cheering on her team.
And there's a foul by Borum. She's done that before in this game.
And maybe you just put them at the free throw line and see if they can knock down some free throws.
Again, Heritage Christian is on the season 55% from the line. That's rounding up.
And now you have Ludlow and Brown back on the floor. So they're going to go to the next 149.
Yeah, and if you look at it, Ludlow and Douglas have been the 2 best offensive players for Covenant Christian this game.
Good luck.
Here is the free throw. The first one's good by Sydney Watkins. She has been out shooting her percentage from the line this game. Got 14 points.
Boy, do you want her foul or I guess not.
Maybe she's not the one. Second one is
Got
good.
it.
Perfect.
My goodness.
15 for Watkins. She entered today averaging 13 and 4/10. Douglas getting down 9. It's doable. Borum weaves in, wheels it up, rebound tipped. Chikamba, Brown, who's got it? Great timeout called by Heritage Christian.
Brown fills the contact. Instead of getting a foul call, they call timeout. Great call. 30-second timeout. You know, the Boys City Tournament is next week. We have action for you starting Tuesday. Heritage Christian Ritter, that is a 8-9 game. If Heritage Christian wins that game, we get to go see the number 1 team, Christmas Addicts, on Wednesday. And then we'll have the 2 semifinals for you at Tech next Saturday night at 6 and 8 o'clock. Championship game the following Monday. I tell you what, this week with the Marion County Boys Tournament, hotbed basketball, the Girls City Tournament, hotbed basketball. It's the best 2 weeks of basketball this week and next.
It is.
In the state of Indiana. By far, and a lot of teams, a lot of now conferences and a lot of other public schools are trying to play this week because they understand what kind of week it is. But all eyes are in Marion County this week.
Yeah, what a great tournament. I mean, all of them. Anytime you have this tournament action right before the tournament,
it's
prelude
fun.
to the tournament.
Isn't it fun?
It's what we have.
Yeah. Four games left for both of these teams at the end of this tournament.
It's Wiggins. And an interesting idea of just fouling her, or you could just let her go up, and she misses. Lee slapped away by Crane. It's still loose. Coming out with it is Lee. It's an awkward possession for Heritage Christian. They lead by 9, and Tierney Brown is fouled by Ileana Williams-Harris, who has one more to give before she's disqualified.
And Amanda Brown knows right now that their free throw shooting is not good, so they're going to make it and deliberately foul them to let them beat you on the free throw line.
The question for Covenant Christian, who's going to do the fouling, though, if you're running out of them?
Yes, that's true.
Brown makes them pay.
But, Jonathan, get this. The last 5 free throws they have made. You know, you're shooting 48% or 50%, 60% from the field, and all of a sudden you're 5 for 5 in the last 2 minutes of the game.
Brown with a 10-point lead. Good. Bad on the season. Fantastic here in the fourth quarter. Heritage Christian now leads by 11 with 1:10 to play. Gotta go, you would think. Douglas. Dangerous pass. It was way too high and way too far outside, and there's a foul on Wiggins, and that's it for Ileana Williams-Harris. By my count.
So now you'll go down, and now you'll shoot the double bonus if I'm correct here.
Ileana Williams-Harris is done for the game. 5 fouls, 5 points. Not the performance anyone would expect from her. But we'll see if Ariana Wiggins can bring the harm with that foul. She goes the line.
Wiggins, not really a big night tonight.
No.
8 points on the night.
For now.
8 points on
8
the
points
night.
on the night.
Thank you. Basketball gods, listen.
11 points left. You have to hurry.
You gotta go.
Or you could work it around the perimeter and draw a foul. That's on Deaton, who picked up her third.
Yeah, but the urgency is not there. You got 47.3. You got baskets and you got foul. Baskets and foul. And I love Coach what Reisinger just now says, block them out.
That's about the most emotion you'll see out of him.
Oh, let me tell you.
He can get going, but he needs to make a point. Ludlow at the line. Clutch.
They're going to be a tough out sectional time. 2A team here.
Especially if they get any offense out of Williams-Harris.
Yeah, I mean, she's averaging 15, 16 points a game. She only has 5 tonight.
18. She averages 18.
Thank you.
Ludlow has 13. Timeout on the floor. That is the final one for Covenant Christian. It's a 3-possession game still.
Yeah, you know, with 47-3, I think what you go in the huddle and you say you got to go for the steal quick. If not, let's foul. You got to find out who's going to foul, but you have 2 players that's going to be on the floor that has 4. One player that has 2. The other player has 1. The other player has none. So you got to really make her foul.
It's got to be Gwiff or Crane, do you think?
Right. If you're Heritage Christian, you got to feel somewhat pretty comfortable, but I've seen a lot of things happen in this basketball game. Back in the day when I coached this game, I lost a game with 1 minute to play up by 10. So I know how that feels.
What'd you do?
I got out-coached. That's what I did.
We
didn't hit free throws. And I tell you, Jonathan, in that situation, with that team, we lose 2 games all year and both games because we can't hit free throws. This is where you have to finish. Good teams will finish on the free throw line.
Well, if you're Covenant Christian, you have to hope that the percentages bear out. For Heritage Christian, they haven't this quarter, and that might be your last hope. But you got to get that foul quickly, and we'll see who's going to be applying them. Borum has 2 fouls. Crane has none. She's number 40. Gwiff is number 24. She has no fouls. Chakamba's out there. She has 4. You don't want it to be her. And then Ludlow, number 20, has 1 foul. The Watkins quickly fouled by Ludlow, who picks up her second. So well executed by both teams. Free throws coming up for Heritage Christian. Sydney Watkins is shooting 65% on the season from the line. She has 15 points tonight. She's been out shooting that number, that season number, on the evening.
Yes.
16 for Watkins.
No, I'm not rooting. I like what Coach said. I'm sorry. Off the ball, Coach is talking to his players, and when he doesn't get attention, he's clapping, and then she's nodding her head like, I got it. Eye contact is real important. Got the second.
And that started off kind of disjointed, but it's back to 11. 42 seconds, and that's going to make it very tough. Heritage Christian, you could say a couple things. And Heritage Christian, if capitalized, they did what they needed to do. Covenant Christian, it did. Producer Jerry said this off air, but it looked like Covenant Christian was going to get just blown away in this game, but they haven't. And they've stayed in here. They've battled. Another foul, and they're still battling. And we'll see if they can pull up a miracle in the final 35 seconds, and that's what it's going to have to take as Crane gives up her first foul. At the line, Tierney Brown, 12 points. Got 4 of them here in the second half, and she now has 13. Tierney, the balance on this Heritage Christian team, you look at the junior class, Tierney Brown, Ari Wiggins, and Courtney Lee. Strong foundation to continue building what has been a fantastic program. Tierney has 14, the second leading scorer for Heritage Christian this evening. Down low, Douglas, no good. Lee the rebound. Deaton has it, hands it off. Watkins, Chikamba doesn't want to foul. Will fling it to Ari Wiggins. Lobs it up. Watkins feeds inside, a gimme. Courtney Lee matches her season high, 14 points. And Heritage Christian will have a date in the final coming up tomorrow night. They'll be here on Indiana SRN. Nice 3 by Bonnie Ludlow. 16 points for Bonnie, but the final, it wasn't enough. 12-point win for Heritage Christian, matching the margin that they beat Covenant Christian back in December. Make Heritage Christian 12-6 on the season, and then they will await the winner of Cathedral and Bishop Chatard coming up tomorrow. Heritage Christian has beaten both of those teams earlier this season. They played Bishop Chatard right after they played Covenant Christian in mid-December. That was on December 13th, a Friday. They won by 12, 47-35. Then they played Cathedral at the end of December on Saturday the 21st and beat the Irish 51-42. So Heritage Christian has good tape on both of their incoming opponents. We see both teams praying in the middle of the huddle. For Covenant Christian, they fall to 13-6. This is their first loss in a while. Here's the final replay, final basket of the game. Poor execution by Covenant Christian. Great execution on the flip side by Heritage Christian as Courtney Lee got her 14th point. But for Covenant Christian, up next will be on Tuesday. They will play Triton Central. That'll be at Covenant Christian High School before going to Roncalli for the final road game of the season on Friday the 24th. Then finishing with 2 at home for Tri-West and Bethesda Christian. Heritage Christian will play again tomorrow, and we're going to catch a word shortly with head coach Rick Reisner, one of the winningest coaches, at least if you look at what he's been able to do in the shortest amount of time. 323 wins on his career tonight in his 15th season. Keith Myers is with Rick.
Yeah, Rick is with us real quick. Kids played. They needed a finish. They did that. The free throw shooting the last 2 minutes were very, very impressive. But I tell you what, Covenant Christian never quit.
No, they didn't, and we knew they wouldn't. They have a real good team, and they had some fire to themselves. You know, we got up a few times, and we went a little soft, gave them some opportunities, and they seized on those moments. So, you know, that's Indiana basketball. You know, we got to work a little bit on just staying with the intensity the whole game and not let those kind of things happen.
Semifinal number 2 is going to be a war. I hope I'm sure you're hoping this will go 9, 10, 11 overtimes.
Well, Well, yeah, but, these kids play for 3 and 4 games in AAU basketball, so this shouldn't affect them that much.
Congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Job well done. Back up to you, Jonathan.
Looking at the final numbers for this game. 7 players played on each team. 6 players scored for each team. Nice symmetry. Starting with the victors. Heritage Christian got 17 from Sydney Watkins, a phenomenal performance. And of those 17, 11 came in the second half. 14 for Courtney Lee, who had 12 of them in the first half, and then the bunny at the end. And she's joined at that 14 plateau by Tierney Brown, who had a fantastic fourth quarter, especially clutch free throw shooting. 8 points for Ari Wiggins in a game where she scored half of her season total. Not exactly what we were expecting from her, although she has another opportunity to capitalize in a big game tomorrow. 3 points off the bench for as a starter for Emery Deaton. 2 for Ashley Pettigrew. Jasmine Williams was scoreless, although she played. For Covenant Christian, 16 for Bonnie Ludlow in a game she played off the bench and looked fantastic returning from injury. 14 for Samara Douglas. 5 apiece for Sanaya Borum, and a big problem, Ilyana Williams-Harris. Those 2 players combined for 29 points per game and combined for 10 tonight. So if that was part of Rick Reisinger's game plan for Heritage Christian, then mission accomplished. They only got 10 from the 2 highest scorers for Covenant Christian. 3 apiece for Anna Gwiff and Patty Chikamba, who has also held 5 points below her average. Playing and not scoring, although looking impressive, was freshman Gabriella Crane. So up next for Heritage Christian will be one of these 2 teams you can see on the court warming up. One is Bishop Chatard. They're the ones in black. The Cathedral Fighting Irish are in Kelly green and in white. There they are as we pan over. What we're going to have, we're going to take away one little break, and we'll come back at you set again before the boys take over for the second game. You are watching Indiana SRN, home of the City Alliance semifinals.
Hey, Jim, don't touch that man. What? Jim, you never know who's touched these things. It could be places that you wouldn't go. It could have been touched by folks whose hands you wouldn't shake. Like mine.
Ooh, you mean?
Yes, Jim. Dirty money.
You can bring your bad money to the Logan Street Signs and Banners shop. Just come on in and give it to the little bitty girl that's behind the counter. Bad money is really bad. It's really bad. And this week only, you can take all your bad money, drop it off here at the sign shop. We're running through our special process where we'll clean your money and we'll make it better for you, then we'll give most of it back to you. I'm here to pick up my laundered money.
Here you go, sir.
This is only a 20. I left a 50.
Sir, don't forget it's $19.95 for shipping and handling, and don't forget that 1% surcharge for eating in Noblesville.
Drop your dirty money off at Logan Street Signs and Banners, conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
Welcome back, everyone, to Cathedral High School here in Indianapolis, Indiana. What we saw from the first game was an impressive performance in their resiliency by Heritage Christian. Covenant Christian showed a lot of fight but came up just short, losing by 12 to Heritage Christian, the same margin that they fell to the Eagles back in the December, just last month. Coming up next will be an interesting matchup between Cathedral and Bishop Chatard. Both teams won handily in the quarterfinal, and then they'll meet and they'll get the winner, and then the winner of that game gets Heritage Christian. I don't know if you want to play these Eagles. That press defense was very tough tonight. That is their calling card. The deflections and steals, they're very proud about it with Sydney Watkins and Ari Wiggins. and they'll have an opportunity to play again tomorrow, looking for yet another city tournament. Now we're getting ready to head it back down to the floor before we turn over to the boys, Thad and Sean. They'll be next in the booth. Right now, back to Keith Myers on the court.
Thanks, Jonathan. With us now is Greg Piper, who's one of our sponsors. But better than that, his guys have been around basketball for about, 70 years?
No, 25 years.
All right, 25. He's coached boys, he's coached girls, coached AAU. He's had been on the floor when I've been refereeing, and you still don't have any hair. I think we're twins.
There you go. I mean, it's God doesn't cover what he really likes.
Oh, good point. Okay, you watched the city tournament, a lot of the city tournament games. This second matchup is a doozy. The first one was pretty good, but this second one, this could be down to 2 to 3 points.
Yes, it could. Chatard and Cathedral went into overtime last time they played. It was a 79-72 ball game. Really good competitive game. Girls were playing hard. You see the same thing tonight. They're very competitive teams. These coaches have got these kids well prepared.
Heritage Christian has won 15 in a row. Someone's got to knock them off. And is this the year that someone's going to knock them off?
It's probably the best year I've seen in a long time. I mean, there's the competitiveness, the quality of play that you see out of all these kids. I mean, they're the gorilla. You got to beat the gorilla if you want to beat them.
Let's talk about the boys city tournament. It starts next week. It's wide open. Number 1, Addicts. Number 2 is Cathedral. 3 is Chatard. 4 is Tech. Best Tech has been seeding since they won this thing. But I think this thing is wide open, and the gap has really closed in the boys' game.
Very much so. Very much so. I think Cathedral, Addicts and Cathedral, 1 and 2, flip them either way you want to do. They're probably the 2 best I've seen in a long time out of the city.
I tell you what, Greg, it's always been good. I thank you for your sponsorship, but more importantly, I think we just talk X and O's. Love to go out to dinner. Our wives don't like it too much, but I love talking X and O's. It's a lot of fun.
It is. You're right. The wives don't like it. They kind of say, hey, can we talk about something else besides basketball? There is something else?
Yeah. There isn't anything. No. We're taking a break. When we come back, Joe Hansen will join us on Indiana SRN. You're watching the semifinals on Indiana SRN.
Your home and office make up a big part of your world. Sometimes trying to manage it all on your own can make you feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. And when the weight of the world is on your shoulders, you need a strong back or two to come to your rescue and haul your stress away. You need the College Hunks. Whether it's time to clear some space for new memories, to reinvent the room around you, or to simply pack up and move into a fresh new beginning, you can count on the Hunks to bear your burden so you don't have to. Let us move you today.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
You know, when Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage. Logan Street Signs and Banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore, but rather located on 10th Street on the south side of Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Joining us now is Joe Hansen, the principal of Chatard High School and a co-worker in the SRN. We have wrestling on Saturday. Got the Circle City Conference Championship matches. Can't wait. You got to go to work at 9 o'clock in the morning. Are you ready?
I'm very ready. I'm looking forward to Saturday, and I appreciate, again, Indiana SRN being there to cover the great sport of wrestling.
Let's talk about this game here. This should be a great matchup. The number 2 seed, number 3 seed, you beat them earlier in the year. Girls are playing very, very well. Got a great coaching staff, but your girls have been playing really well here lately.
Yeah, we kind of have a team that's, I think, coming together at the right time. Zakiya Rashid, a couple nights ago, just got her 1,000th point. which is a big accomplishment. And she's only a junior. And then Maura McGinley also is pretty hot these days. So this is kind of a rematch of an earlier game, and there's no better rivalry in sports than Cathedral versus Bishop Chatard.
Let's talk a little bit about Chatard and both of these schools, because both of these schools got academics, by far the best academics. The whole entire City Alliance has cleaned up, and the academics has got to be the key before you play athletics.
Yeah, we like to think that maybe first and foremost is the faith piece, that Catholic identity that both schools have, then the academics, and then all the other things like sports and clubs and fine arts, and I think both schools excel in both.
Let's talk a little bit then about Indiana SRN, if we don't mind. Yeah, it's done a lot for this, because this is our 6th year covering this. A lot of people have called or contacted our office and want to know what we're doing game-wise for not only the girls but the boys. So now you have an interest, and that's got to be really a positive that Marion County is getting an interest in basketball again in the state of Indiana.
Oh, no doubt. Again, I respect, I love, I cherish Indiana SRN for what you do for high school sports. I think it's so pure, whatever sport it is that you cover. I appreciate you doing the wrestling, but also the basketball. It's Hoosier hysteria. The other night, Bishop Chatard played Covington, and I wasn't able to be there, so I was able to listen to the broadcast on Indiana SRN, and that meant a lot to me. So you guys do great work. I appreciate you.
All right, let's close. Who's going to win this game and how many points?
I think it'll be in the 50s, and I think it'll be probably within 5 points, and I think Bishop Chatard's going to win it.
All right, you got it first now. He's got to go and does his homework tomorrow. Good luck. I'll see you bright and early about 7 o'clock on Saturday morning.
Thank you very much.
All right, you bet. As we get wrapped up, we're going to throw up to the guys. Thad and Sean, they have the pregame for this game. It's going to be a great game. You're watching Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Welcome. It is game 2 of the semifinals here at Cathedral High School, where Bishop Chatard takes on the home-standing Cathedral Irish. Cathedral ranked number 1 in the city tournament. Chatard ranked number 3 for the chance to play Heritage Christian tomorrow night. Thad Van Deventer, this is going to be a good one.
Should be great. We've got two teams that are almost mirror images of each other, just not across the board. How many points they average, how many points they give up, their shooting percentages, their schedules line up. They play almost the same competition throughout the season so far. So, identical type of thing. And the first time they met, it was the game that was tied at the end of 32 minutes and went to overtime. So, literal mirror images of each other as we come into this game.
Really, the only difference is the fact that the first game was at Bishop Chatard High School, and this game is at Cathedral. A lot on the line, but does that home court advantage help Cathedral in this case? Because, like you said, we looked at the stats, and man, oh man, it's like looking in the mirror.
I think anytime you play at home, it's a slight advantage. It doesn't matter who you're playing. You practice in this gym. You're in this facility, nearly every day, if not every day. So it always helps you just a little bit with the home environment there. But when you come into a tournament, kind of changes things a little bit. Even when a team hosts a sectional or they host a tournament atmosphere, you're going to have a slightly different crowd. It's not just mano-a-mano crowd-wise. You're going to have, some Covenant fans are here, some Heritage fans are here, so it sprinkles in a little bit of a different atmosphere. So it's still an advantage, but maybe a little bit different in a tournament setting. But however, tonight, I think we are very, very evenly matched.
Both teams have what you would consider their superstar player. For Bishop Chatard, 5'7" junior Moira McGinley, 18.1 points per game. For Cathedral, it's 5'10" senior guard Justice Gordon. Those are the go-to people. Is it going to be those role players or the peripheral players that are going to make the difference in this game?
We've got studs on both sides, right? You've got Gordon for Cathedral. You've got McGinley for Chatard. They're the Batmans, right? But both of these teams have a Robin as well. So you've got Zakiya Rashid for Chatard, Courtney Fields for Cathedral. They both average in double figures offensively for each team as far as scoring goes. So you've got a Batman, you've got a Robin. So really you got to look at who's going to be the third piece tonight, because I feel like that's going to be the difference tonight. And there's one player in particular that I'm looking at tonight in this contest for Chatard. That's Erica Pemberton. She averages 6.9 points a game, 6.5 rebounds per game, really kind of controls the paint for Chatard both offensively and defensively. I think if they can get Pemberton into double figures tonight, that's the difference for Chatard. if Cathedral can keep her, kind of low key, even around her averages, if she goes for just 5 and 5, 6 and 6 tonight, I think that's advantage Cathedral.
Coach Fisher even pointed that out and talking with her this week through email, how Pemberton is such a key for them, running their offense through her, allowing her to get other people open, but also cleaning up under the boards. But I think the bigger key she pointed out to us was keeping Cathedral out of transition. Cathedral likes to get up and down the floor, get the ball to Gordon, and let them go. If she can hold them to one shot with her defensive rebounding, that's a big key tonight for Chittard.
Yeah, Coach Fisher talked about the Irish will look to push either off of a rebound or off of a make basket. They're going to get it out. They're going to go. They're going to push it up the sideline, little sideline break, try to get into the paint. Both teams are going to drive it. What Pemberton brings to the Trojans tonight is she's big, she's long, she is athletic as well, so maybe she can deter some shots in there, at least maybe clog up the paint a little bit defensively. That's going to help the perimeter defenders for Chittard as well, because they can funnel some action right at Pemberton. But when you talk about kind of what Chittard wants to do defensively, they have to be aligned tonight. Both of these teams with the guards that we talked about, McGinley and Rashid for Chittard, and then Fields and Gordon for Cathedral, they are not very prolific at shooting the basketball from the perimeter. Both teams shoot under 30% from behind the arc. So what these guards are looking at, they want to attack. They want to get in the paint. They want to get to the rim. They want to finish at the glass, right? So Pemberton is going to be the key. If she can keep them, even if it's a floater, even if it's a pull-up jumper, that's advantage Chittard on the defensive end.
And Cathedral, on the other side, Coach Finn mentioned the fact that their defense wins games for them. And they're going to be keyed specifically on McGinley 1, and Rashid 2, which then speaks to the importance of Pemberton. And a senior like Mary Borchers, who's been a varsity player since her freshman year. The stats don't say a whole lot, but she's going to be a key in terms of what I like to call glue players. Can she make those special plays, the 50-50 balls, that basket when they need it, because she's been on varsity for 4 years to help get them over the hump when Cathedral is ratcheting up the screws on defense?
Hey, look, we've talked about all the stars tonight, right? We talked about 5 players so far tonight. We expect those 5 players in some form or fashion to be at or near their averages, right? Mm-hmm. In a game like this, when these teams are so even, is it somebody maybe, I wouldn't say off the radar, but one of those role pieces that steps up and maybe gets you 10 or 12 points? That could be a difference in a win tonight. Or is it somebody that just has an unbelievable night on the glass? They pull down 8 to 10 rebounds tonight. If you can get that from somebody, I wouldn't say unexpectedly, but somebody that goes above and beyond maybe what their normal season average has been, that's a key in a game that we expect to be within 5 or 6 points coming down the stretch in the fourth quarter.
And we talk about Mary Borchers for Chittard. On Cathedral, let's look no further than the coach's daughter, Mia Finn. If you're a coach's kid, you're going to know what to do at those spots. So I kind of like, those are 2 players that I'm watching tonight. Mary Borchers for Chittard and Mia Finn for Cathedral, to see if they're the 2 that are going to kind of be the let's come together, that give you that look to say, it's time to step up right now.
Hey, look, we haven't talked too much about the coaches. I know we'll get to it. But Mia Finn, not only is she the coach's kid, let's talk about a little bit about Coach Finn. She's 1996 Miss Basketball, so she probably knows a little thing or two, and I'm sure some of that basketball IQ has been funneled down to her daughter.
They have, absolutely. And looking forward to, they can't look ahead to this game, but looking forward to tomorrow night. They both have already played Heritage Christian, and they both lost to Heritage Christian. Cathedral lost 51-41. Chittard lost 47-35. As you see, the coaches chatting over there on the sideline. It is going to be a fantastic game tonight. They both have played well so far in this tournament, Thad. They've handled their own. They've walked through it to get to this point. But now is where it really gets to be those opponents, not only for the city championship. These are rivals. These schools have not liked each other going back decades. They want nothing more than to beat the opponent tonight, not just to get to that final, but to have that trump card.
Well, you heard Joe Hansen on here before we came on. He said he called it the greatest rivalry in sports, Chittard versus Cathedral. I don't know if I would take it that far, but it's in the realm of Duke, Carolina, it's
Army,
Red
Navy.
Sox,
Yeah,
it's Red Sox, Yankees, it's all those up there. It's USC, UCLA, whatever you want to throw out there. It's up there. It's right up there. But the other thing too is key tonight. in this rivalry game, Coach Finn brought it up to us earlier this week when we spoke to her. She's like, you have got to be prepared for 32 minutes. Mentally, you got to be engaged in the rivalry game. Coach Fisher didn't have the exact same words, but she's like, look, if we're not ready to go against the Irish, we're going to get run out of here tonight. We got to be ready for 32 minutes of action.
And I'll be honest, we saw that in the first game. Heritage Christian not played that well, and Covenant had a chance to do it. They just couldn't grab a hold of it and believe, in my opinion, truly believe they could get it done. Who's going to believe they can get it done tonight might possibly get it done.
I agree with you. I think Covenant was on the verge, but Heritage has just been the big bad dog here for a little while in the city tournament. And so it's going to take someone to really knock them off that pedestal for everyone, not just in the City Alliance tournament, I should say, but just in general terms. They play a tough schedule. They come to the Alliance tournament, which is late in the year, which I love because it gets you prepared for tournament action. But one of these two teams tomorrow night's got a real opportunity to take down Heritage.
As they're giving the starting lineups here, we'll talk a little bit about that. The last team other than Cathedral or Chittard to win the city championship, the Roncalli Rebels in 1997. What grade were you in then?
97. So in January of 97, I would have been in 7th grade.
Wow. That tells you how long.
And that's aging myself.
That's telling you. By the way, happy belated birthday.
Oh, thank you.
How long it's been since someone has done it. So for the starting lineup, Stad, I will hand it over to you, my friend.
We'll start with Bishop Chittard, the Trojans, 11-7 on the season, 2-1 in conference play so far. Obviously, this is a non-conference game. They will start with McGinley, a junior number 4, averaging 18 points a game. Mary Borchers, a senior, wearing number 10. Anna Pruitt, a senior who's going to wear number 11 tonight. Zakia Rashid, a junior and a guard, wearing number 13. And the key player we talked about as a senior, Erica Pemberton, in the middle for Chittard. She will wear number 41.
6'1".
For the Fighting Irish of Cathedral, 12-5 on the season. We talked about their head coach, Lisa Finn, 12-5. This is her first year as a head coach here at Cathedral. The Irish will go with 3 guards and 2 forwards tonight. Courtney Fields, 5'8", junior, wearing number 2. Justice Gordon, a 5'10", senior, wearing number 22. Cassie Piper, a 5'6", senior, number 11. Number 23, 5'7", and a junior, Clara Lee. And 5'10", and a junior, number 32, Mia Finn. That's the matchup that Sean alluded to, Mia Finn and Erica Pemberton in the middle for both teams.
It's going to be a fantastic battle. It's exciting. This is a really good crowd, I mean, the Bishop Chittard side is absolutely packed to the hilt. They're ready for this after having beaten them one time already, and their rivals. They want to get them again on their home floor so they can have, again, bragging rights for 365.
Okay, both teams coming out. The Irish will be in their home whites as the higher seed in the tournament. Bishop Chittard in their road Royal Blues tonight. All right, Sean, a couple of moments here before tip. What are the keys tonight, both for Coach Fisher and for Coach Finn?
Well, I think for Chittard, they talked about it, transition defense, making sure Cathedral can't get out and go. They've got to limit them to shots. Pemberton's got to be big on the boards. And again, like you said, mentally prepared for Cathedral. They want to maintain a lockdown on McGinley. They want to get defensive stops and not get in foul trouble. And the emotion of the rivalry is going to be important for both squads.
Gordon and Pemberton in the center circle. The official comes in, and we are underway. Tip controlled by the Irish.
Man-to-man start for Chittard.
That's Courtney Fields, number 2 for the Irish. She will be key. She's guarded out front by Rashid. And there's number 22, Justice Gordon. Gordon, the leading scorer on the season for the Irish at 16.5 per game. They dump it down low, and a hoop in the paint to start us off, and that's Mia Finn.
Good start. Nice post up by Finn and getting around Pemberton and getting up and under for the layup.
Borchers brings it across here for Chittard. Picks up her dribble. Now down low to Pemberton. She's working down low. Knocked away and picked up by the Irish.
Nice job by Finn using the backboard as another defender.
Gordon pull-up jumper from the baseline, and that goes down.
If Gordon gets going early, watch out. She can put it in huge, huge numbers.
Anna Pruitt, number 11, this time for the Trojans, brings it across midcourt. Pruitt looking for McGinley, couldn't get it to her, gets it over to Rashid.
You can see how they're trying to get it to Pemberton early.
Little pick and roll there as Rashid floats one up and scores.
Played off the pick and got it to go.
Fields brings it up. Now over to Gordon. Gordon swings it over to Finn. On the move and through the paint in a bucket. And that's Clara Lee.
3 buckets, 3 different people. That's what you want if you're Coach Finn.
Cassie Piper, number 11, is being tasked with guarding McGinley, and she's been picking her up 84 feet so far here in the early going, but there's McGinley off a screen on the drive, misses the layup.
Nice move, couldn't get it to go down.
Gordon pushes it up, kicks it over to Fields. Now Fields on the drive, reverse pivot, backs it out.
Coach Finn says if Fields gets going, she's one of the best guards in the state. Let's see what happens tonight.
Finn lobs it down low to Fields, and she scores.
Pruitt lost her.
Pruitt brings it up, and it's 8-2 Irish here in the early going. Rashid gets a screen from Pemberton. Now Rashid down the paint, tripped up, loses the ball, and here come the Irish. Fields has it. Fields into the paint, drops it off to Gordon. She gets it to go, and a timeout taken by Coach Fisher. 5:11 to go and an 8-point lead.
Great job by Fields there, drawing the defense in for the wide open dish to Gordon and the easy layup. Great job by Fields.
30-second timeout taken by Chittard, and a good one. Coach Fisher says, hey, guys, we need to regroup over here. And, Sean, it's been on the defensive end for the Irish. They've really shut down any sort of action for either Rashid or McGinley.
And even Pemberton early, trying to get in there to get a bucket. They've really closed down in the paint to not allow them easy shots. McGinley's the last one was pretty easy. Just didn't, it rolled around the rim and fell down. But Pemberton and Rashid, neither of them have gotten easy looks, not letting them square up to the basket to get good shots. I think that's exactly what Coach Finn wants. She wants them, if you're going to beat us, you're going to beat us from the outside.
We didn't talk about this much in the pregame, but Chittard coming into tonight was on a 3-game winning streak. They'd won 5 of their last 6 and 7 of their last 9. Coach Fisher talked about, they had some early injuries early on in the season. They've kind of regrouped, and they've really been on a roll since then, but now down 8 to start the contest.
They just need to knock a shot down and get comfortable.
Rashid, free throw line jumper. That one rolls out. Rebound by Gordon. She brings it up herself.
You can see right there Borchers leaked out instead of going for the rebound to try and help with the transition defense when she could have got a bucket there on a rebound.
Off a screen for 3. That one rattles out and no good for the Irish. Pruitt pushes it ahead, and that one's picked off. Clara Lee has it. Now ahead to Fields. Fields working against Pruitt. Gets it into the high post to Finn. Now Lee. Trying to get some screen and roll action, and McGinley nearly with a steal, but knocks it out of bounds.
Nice defense there by Chittard as Pruitt takes a seat for the Trojans.
Grace Adams into the game here for Chittard, number 20. Fields on the drive. That one's short, and a big board down low for Pemberton. Here comes Chittard. They've got some numbers. Rashid into the corner. 3, long and off the mark. Rebound goes to Piper. Fields quickly ahead. Finn with an 18-footer. That one, she doesn't get the roll. Rebound is loose, still loose. Piper comes in, has it stripped away. Pemberton has it. Here comes McGinley on the move. McGinley through the defense. McGinley couldn't finish, but she's fouled.
Wow, that was pretty frenetic right there, but I love the fact that they're all diving on the floor for the basketball. Chittard comes up with it. Nice little drive by McGinley there.
That foul will go against Mia Finn. That's her first foul in the contest, and McGinley to the line gets the first one.
That's going to help her out, getting in the scorebook, knocking a shot down. Maybe that'll get her going.
Always good for a scorer to see the ball go through the net.
Just like you in high school, right, Dad?
Absolutely. Except most of my game was perimeter oriented. I didn't go in the paint too much. A foul on the drive. Finn was on the move. Not sure who that foul goes against.
Looks like he's on Pemberton. We'll see. Yeah.
Number 1 on Erica.
Some interesting mismatches. They're getting a smaller person on Pemberton down low to try and go around her to get to the bucket.
Quickly down underneath the Gordon. One dribble and she scores in the traffic.
That was too easy, and 6 already for Gordon.
12-4, lead back to 8 as Grace Adams brings it across this time for Chittard. High post to Pemberton, hands it off to Adams into the corner. Borchers off the mark on that one.
I think Cathedral will take that shot all day.
Lee, and I believe she traveled. Yes, she did. Turnover to the Irish.
If Chittard's going to rely on Borchers, who I love, to take a lot of shots, that's exactly what Cathedral wants on defense. Keep it out of McGinley and Rashid's hands.
We've also seen early on, Sean, for Coach Fisher, she has moved McGinley and Rashid off the ball, and it's been Adams or Pruitt bringing it up most times up the floor. There's Adams, open, 3, off the mark. Lee up the sideline. Lee on the move into traffic, and she finishes.
Nice hesitation and then going up and under. Kind of caught him off guard.
Largest lead of the night at 10. Now Rashid on the move, had a pass fake, cleared some space, and then she was fouled.
Boy, that was nice by Lee. Gave him the old little like Walter Payton stutter step. Get him off guard and went right by him. You'll see there was just a little hesitation. Sweetness. My guy.
Rashid to the free throw line for the first time tonight. Her first attempt. Wide left. She gets a second attempt here.
76% from the foul line. You got to knock those down, especially early.
Second one is Pure. She's got 3 points. Lead down to 9.
Chittard needs some defensive stops.
Knocked away from Fields, but she gets it down low to Gordon, who finishes with the left hand.
Nice little pick and roll going there between Fields and Gordon.
And Gordon's got 8 points. Rashid picks it up into the corner, a shot fake, back to Rashid. She pulls it from deep, off the mark. And Fields, let's see, is that going to be a foul? Yes, it will be in the backcourt.
It's on Rashid. That was interesting. I didn't think.
First on Rashid.
Chittard needs someone desperately to make a big bucket and kind of calm everybody down because they're looking for offense and they're kind of squeezing, like in baseball, squeeze the bat too hard. They're squeezing the basketball too hard.
Finn has it out front. A couple of subs in for Chittard we'll get to at the next stoppage. There's a 3 out of the corner. No good. Nice block out there. That was Carly DeCastro who's checked in. And they push it ahead quickly. That was Dee Dee Caskey who's come into the game, and she misses the fast break layup.
That was one right there that could have got him going.
Fields has it out front. Working against Adams. Lee on the drive, a little floater. That one won't go down. Rebound to Caskey. McGinley, one-hand pass to Adams, knocked away and stolen by Fields.
They've done a great job of holding to one possession, but they can't get a score on the other end.
Gordon drops it off to Lee, and a foul on the floor before the shot.
That was close. I thought maybe she traveled beforehand.
Foul goes against Caskey, her first. Pruitt back into the game. Adams comes back in as well.
Bremer in for Cathedral too.
Fields a long 3. That one won't go down. Rebound knocked around. Taken in by DeCastro. Here comes Pruitt. And she couldn't get it away in time to Adams, and a turnover on the carry.
I think at this point, a timeout would be great for either team, just to breathe and calm down and say, all right, now let's get back at it and let's slow down, because it can snowball.
Been a lot of up and down action here and some empty possessions on both ends.
The difference is Cathedral's been able to convert around the bucket, and Chittard hasn't.
There's another unforced turnover there as Adams tried to jump into the passing lane, and I don't know if she deflected it or not, but it went off the field and out of bounds.
If Chittard can convert some of these possessions when they get it down low in the post, this would be a much different basketball game.
McGinley on the wing. Double team, but gets it out Adams. Now they get it to the post to McGinley, and she scores.
Nice with the left hand there.
Big bucket there for Chittard early in the contest. Down low on the block. Now she kicks it out to Fields. Fields on the move, hesitates and lays it in.
Cathedral's been fantastic tonight getting the ball in close to the bucket without getting to the line for one thing, because they keep converting. Chittard's got to find a way to stop that dribble drive.
Lead back up to double figures at 11. McGinley on the drive. A couple defenders fly at her. She kicks it out. Caskey hands it off to Pruitt. We're under 5 seconds now. Pruitt has it stripped away, and they're going to say it's off of Pruitt and out of bounds. 3.9 to go here in the quarter. Coach Finn yelling instructions from the sideline. Gets it into Fields. Fields working in the backcourt against Adams. Three-quarter court. It's online but short, and that'll do it for our first period. 18-7, the Irish out in front after our first 8 minutes on Indiana SRN.
Life comes at you fast, so it's important to have some help along the way.
Ah, my favorite patient. Ah, my favorite patient.
When the dust settles, it doesn't always end as anticipated. Embrace the journey and care for the ones around you.
My favorite patient.
For everything else and every stage in between,
my favorite patient.
Methodist Sports Medicine is here for you.
Hey, never miss a game on Indiana SRN's YouTube page. Just go out to Indiana SRN, subscribe, and all the replays, you can check them out. It's fantastic. I know my boys like to go hear my voice even more than they already do at a normal level, so they'll watch the games.
Yeah, mostly I am a subscriber to the YouTube channel, so I get to hear more of Sean Kroll.
I don't think anybody does that.
And I actually said that when I worked with Jimmy Cook, too. That's my go-to now.
Hey, it works.
But you can check out all the action that's been webcasted on Indiana SRN when you check out the YouTube page.
This headset's getting a little tighter after you said that. I'm just saying.
I'm here. I'll stroke that ego, baby. 18-7 here to start our second period. Chittard searching for some answers on the offensive end of the floor. They drop it down low to Pemberton. She powers it up. She scores, and she's fouled.
That's what they need. Great in pass by Borchers. Pemberton got nice low post position, got the foul and the bucket.
Foul goes against Mia Finn. That's number 2 on her.
That's interesting.
She will check out. Pemberton to the line. Her free throw up and good. And a nice set play, really, from Coach Fisher out of the timeout there, Sean.
Fantastic setup play. They want to get Pemberton going.
Different look here defensively, a 2-1-2 or maybe a 2-3. Pemberton with the block shot.
This is exactly what the doctor ordered for the Trojans.
Rashid with it, top of the key. Now drops it off to Pruitt.
Pemberton and McGinley, I expect to take the shot here.
Pruitt on the drive, kicks it out. Rashid, open three, good!
Or Rashid.
And the lead just like that, down to 5. Coach Fisher fired up on the sideline.
And the crowd's into it as well now.
Skip pass over to Piper. Drops it off to Fields. Fields back to Piper. She pulls the trigger from deep. That's short. However, Gordon with an offensive rebound and a foul will go against Chittard.
Let's take a look at that 3. Nice drive and dish out for the 3 from Pruitt to Rashid. Sets. Nice looking shot there. Almost had some rain come down with it, but man, nothing but net.
Beautiful release on that jumper from Rashid. Follow through on that, gorgeous.
That's the key, the follow through.
Inbound to Gordon. She takes a long two. That one off the back iron. Here comes Chatard and Rashid. Rashid, thought about pulling it and hesitated.
The safety was on, couldn't pull the trigger.
There's a foul on the wing. That'll go against Lee.
Well, that was a good one. I just came up with that. I don't know if you caught that or not, but.
Pruitt now has it for Chatard. High post. They drop it off. McGinley on the back door and a layup.
That is pretty basketball right there. The little give and go. Nice cut to the basket by McGinley.
8 straight points now for Chatard. Cuts the lead down to 3. And a timeout for Coach Finn. She's not super pleased, and they're going to talk about it. It's going to be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. 6:26 to go, and the lead is down to 3 for the Irish.
Let's take a look at that play now. Nice little pass. Down, dishing. McGinley cutting to the basket. Nice, beautiful bounce pass. You got to love the bounce pass for the easy left-handed layup. And, boy, what did the quarter do some good for Bishop Chatard?
You know, sometimes coaches, they like those quarter breaks. It gives your team a second or two to kind of regroup. What do you think Coach Fisher said to her crew, though, there in between the quarters?
Well, I think the big thing was we've got to do what got us here, and they're getting the ball to Pemberton at the free throw line and letting her work, either giving and going like she did with McGinley or getting down low in the post and getting a good inbound pass from Borchers for the easy bucket.
They've switched to this 2-3 or 2-1-2 look. How big of a key has that been? What is it doing to Cathedral offensively?
I think it's not letting him do the dribble drive anymore. They're making him shoot a jump shot.
Piper has it kicked away, the pass. Coach Fisher and Rashid maybe want to have a discussion there quickly with the official, but a good call.
8-0 run here in the second quarter for Chatard.
Fields has it out front. They lob it down low, and a bucket and the finish. And that's Sarah Meek into the contest for Cathedral, number 21, a senior.
Nice pass down to the low post for the easy bucket.
Lead back to 5. DeCastro swings it out. Now Rashid off the dribble, back to Borchers. Into the short corner, a little give and go, and it was taken away by Gordon, and then she carried it as she tried to elude the defender in the backcourt.
You know what I've found? DeCastro's doing a nice job of playing Pemberton's role, getting at either elbow on the stripe, and then running the offense through her to get it to the other players. I think that's one thing that Coach Fisher's doing. She's going to go to Pemberton and say, that needs to be you.
Pruitt with it, picks it up, swings it over to Rashid. Trojans taking their time. Rashid looks to drive, now kicks it out on the drive. DeCastro blocked away by Meek. Meek on the move. Picks up her dribble, nearly thrown away, but Lee left open and she drills the triple.
Big bucket there for Lee.
Lee with 7 points. She averages 8.1 a game. Lead back up to 8 after Chatard had it to 3. Rashid into the paint, kicks it out to Borchers, and a travel.
Take a look at that 3 ball. Nice look, got it open. The defender kind of went off of her, and boy, squared up and just knocked it down.
23-15, Irish with the lead and the basketball. 5 minutes to go here in our first half. The City Alliance semifinal number 2. Winner of this game will see Heritage Christian in the final tomorrow. Kick out, Lee, another 3. That one well off the mark and out of bounds.
Chatard has to find a way. I know McGinley's on the bench. They got to find a way to get her going and get her some shots. They can't leave it all up to Rashid.
Adams looks to the sideline, gets instruction from Coach Fisher.
I think Coach Fisher may have a word with her here during this possession, kind of give her some encouragement to get her back in the game and get her going.
Over to Pruitt, gets it down low to Rashid on the block, scores, and she's fouled.
These entry passes from Chatard are fantastic. Once they've gone to it, great job of getting people open down on the low post. for this and one opportunity.
They've done a pretty good job of running some action to get players on the move to the block, and that's when those passes are coming.
Oh, yeah. Great job drawing up those plays from Coach Fisher. And, boy, that was just an easy bucket for Rashid, and no good on the free throw.
Couldn't convert. That foul went against Lee, and that was her second, so we'll keep an eye on that as Fields brings it up this time for the Irish.
Both Lee and Finn with 2 for Cathedral, and they've been integral parts of their game tonight.
Piper on the drive into traffic, and she was fouled by Pruitt.
5 team fouls on each squad. 4 minutes to go. We could see some one-on-one free throw action coming on here in a little bit.
Sean, in the pregame we talked about kind of the role players or someone stepping up unexpected. We've seen a lot of the players for Cathedral, not named Gordon and not named Fields, really active on the offensive end. Piper, Lee, Meek. So far tonight they've been very productive down here for the Irish.
Lee's been fantastic. She has 7 points so far on that big three to get him going. Started here in the second quarter. His second free throw goes down. And with her entry passes as well on certain plays, inbounds plays to Gordon, she's been like the unsung hero for them tonight.
Lead back to 8. They've now moved Piper. She is guarding Rashid. Rashid now with it. Picked up out front by Gordon off a screen. Hesitates, drives a little floater, and that's good. And Zakiya Rashid starting to get into the flow.
Got her for 10 so far, 7 in this quarter.
Skip pass over to Meek. Meek out to Piper.
They went back to the man-to-man to Chittard. Or maybe not. Looked like they were.
Fields with it. Meek on the move, one dribble in, her jumper off the mark, rebound Rashid. Rashid over to Borchers. Borchers a little floater, that one's short, rebound Fields. Here come the Irish. Fields, top of the key, stutter step into the paint, has it knocked away, but a foul's going to be called.
Is that Adams, I believe?
They're going to say that is on Rashid. That's going to be number 2. And with that foul, Rashid will check out, and McGinley comes back in for the Trojans.
Well, I'll tell you what a quickness fest it would be to see Fields and Wiggins go for Heritage Christian tomorrow night. My goodness. Be a track meet.
Into the paint to Gordon, stripped away, but a foul, and that should go against McGinley.
Nice power there by Gordon because it looked like it was going to be a dual held possession right there, but she kept going strong to the bucket and got the foul call.
Gordon will be at the line. She had 8 points in the first quarter, scoreless so far here in the second period, but that free throw is good.
Pemberton back in, as well as Brooks for Cathedral.
First time tonight we've seen London Brooks, number 3, 5'6" sophomore. Second one for Gordon, off the mark, and a rebound to Pemberton. 9 points so far tonight for Gordon. Adams brings it up here for Chittard. Lead is back to 7. They drop it to Pemberton into the paint, takes it up, and a foul.
Who's that one going to be on is the question.
That'll go against Brooks, who just checked in, so that's her first. And Pemberton back to the line. She's 1 for 1 there so far tonight. And that one long and no good.
Stay tuned for the halftime show where we break down the MLB cheating scandal. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I don't think we have enough time in the halftime report to talk about everything that's come out today.
All right, second one is good.
I'm still waiting for that Sean Krull MLB podcast to come out. A weekly subscription would be on my iPhone immediately.
Asking you may receive.
Irish with it, 2.5 to go. Oh. And a steal by Pruitt. Pruitt up the sideline to Adams.
They had numbers. Not a very good pass, but at least they still have possession.
Adams' pass deflected, but picked up by Pemberton. Kicked out to Pruitt. Pruitt pulls the trigger on a three, off the mark, rebound, and a long rebound at the Fields as she pushes it up. And they lost track of Gordon, and she gets it down low, and she's fouled.
They had two girls right there. Both thought the other were going to take Gordon, and she got open. My goodness, let's see who that foul is on.
That's going to go on McGinley, so that's now 2 on McGinley and 2 on Rashid, and with 2:06 to go, let's see if Coach Fisher will leave McGinley in. It looks like they're going to send Caskey to the scorer's table as Gordon misses the first one, and McGinley will come out, and in comes Caskey.
Gordon's only a 62% free throw shooter, so. But, man, what a job by Coach Finn and the Irish to lock down McGinley, averaging 18 points per game. And she's got 6. A quiet 6.
Free throw good for Gordon, 1 out of 2 as Adams brings it up. Drops it off to Pruitt, and we'll see how patient Chittard is going to be here on this offensive possession with both McGinley and Rashid out of the game here nearing halftime. They try to drop it off to Pemberton. Ball is loose. Fields has it. Now Pemberton on the floor, and a quick jump ball is going to be called, and it'll be it'll be Cathedral basketball.
They had the right idea, just couldn't get the pass the right way. Kind of that half bounce where it's right at your feet and you can't control it.
Zone look again here for Chittard. Fields off to Brooks. Down low to Gordon on the cut, one dribble. Drops it off to Meek. Had some extra heat on that pass, but Meek was able to corral it but couldn't finish.
Extra heat on the shot, too. That's why it went off the other side.
Adams with the dribble. Now to DeCastro. Now Caskey. Drops it down low to Pemberton. Pemberton hands it off. Layup for Caskey. No good. Might have been deflected.
Pemberton needs just to turn around and shoot it.
Fields on the move. Doesn't finish. Pruitt has it.
Chittard's getting the stops they need. They just can't convert on the offensive end, Thad.
Adams has it knocked away. Official looking for some help, and he's going to say it's going to stay down here. Lee comes back in here for Cathedral as Fields checks out. 51.8 to go here in our first half.
Got to get a good shot right here. There you go. Get it to the big girl.
Lob it into Pemberton. A double team comes, but it doesn't matter. She turns anyway, fires it up, and she's fouled.
It's exactly what she needs to do. When you're down at 6 feet and under, when you get it, go up strong because you're either going to get a good shot, a good look, or you're going to be able to get free throws on the line because they're going to call it.
Foul goes against Sarah Meek, her first. Pemberton's attempt is good.
And you got to make your free throws.
Always good to cash in the freebies.
Yes. Freebies and bunnies, man, they're huge. We could have those same keys to the game every game we do.
1 out of 2 there for Pemberton. Quickly they push it up. Piper has it on the move. Now she backs it out. Brooks knocked away by Adams. Now it's still loose. And a foul's going to be called. And that's going to go against Adams. But Coach Fisher cannot be displeased with that. That was just a hustle play.
Great job closing the lane there and not letting her through, which created the potential turnover. You got to love to see him go after the basketball. You're not upset with that foul at all.
First foul on Adams, but that will put the Irish into the bonus and Meek to the free throw line.
3 of 4 on the season.
Misses that one.
You'll take that. You get a bucket here without McGinley doing much in this first half, you're happy.
Down low to Pemberton, and she's fouled again.
That's going to be on Meek again. But like that shot didn't look pretty, but again, get it down to her, get there. You're going to get that body on the foul, and you're going to shoot free throws.
3 out of 5 so far tonight. First one here is good. We talked about Pemberton in the pregame show, Sean, and maybe she steps up and goes above and beyond her average. She averages 6.9 a game right now. She's at 7 points. Chance for 8 here, and with 23 seconds to go, just a 5-point disadvantage for Chittard. And really, Rashid got going a little bit in that second quarter, then foul trouble, and McGinley really hasn't got going. If you could keep this at maybe 4 points going into the break, I think Coach Fisher and the Trojans would actually be fairly pleased.
They'd be thrilled, especially with what Pemberton has done. She's finally realized, hey, I got to be the one to step up and get things going here for us offensively.
Coach Fisher on the sideline, urging on her defense. Fields checked back in for the Irish there on the free throw. On the move, and maybe a traveling violation, no call. Now Fields on the drive, and she scores.
Well, that was too easy for Fields, and you got to get it in and get down there and get something.
Couple of seconds, Pruitt from beyond midcourt. That one off the glass, but no good. And that takes us to halftime. 29-23, the Irish with the advantage. Chittard down by 6, but we talked about it late before they gave up the bucket there to Fields, but really not a poor position to be in with their 2 leading scorers kind of struggling with fouls and getting into the flow offensively for Chittard.
Well, I think Coach Fisher did a great move keeping McGinley and Rashid on the bench with 2 fouls, not letting them have an opportunity to get a third because you need them in the second half. And with the way Pemberton started to play there in the second quarter, what'd she have? She have 7 in that quarter, was huge for them as she started to pick up the load offensively to keep them in the game. I think the issue for Chittard was they played better defensively in the second quarter. Going to that zone, I think, really caused some problems for Chittard, and they got the 1 possession stops that they needed. They just got to convert on the offensive end.
Great start for Cathedral, though. Coach Finn has to be super excited about how they played in that first quarter. Not as successful on the offensive end in that second quarter, due in part by Chittard kind of ramping it up. But really, she's got to be happy with how they played in that first half.
The dribble drive worked really well for them, especially with Fields and Gordon getting easy buckets down low. Not as much transition as they would like. I think that's going to be an adjustment they make at halftime to try and get going and running again. Because as you see with the quickness of Gordon and Fields, if you can get them going, I don't think Chittard has the quickness to keep up with them. So I think those are some of the adjustments both squads are going to make at halftime. This is going to be a fantastic second half.
29-23, so coming into tonight, Cathedral averaging right around 59 points a game, just shy of 60. Chittard averaging 57 points a game, so kind of right on par with what we thought. When we get to the second half, what's going to be the biggest key? We think this is going to be a tight game in the second half. What's going to be the one thing that's going to stand out to you that's going to make the difference in the second half?
McGinley. That's it for me, McGinley.
Easy answer there.
Yeah.
It's a 6-point advantage for the Irish here at halftime. We'll be right back. Stay tuned to Indiana SRN.
How does a good man become even better? By working out? Or by working his way up the corporate ladder? By changing his diet? Or by changing his style? By traveling the world? Or by staying perfectly still? For 300 years, we've helped good men become the best versions of themselves through a dedicated fraternity and by taking an oath to live a life of integrity, service, and brotherly love. Men who are as committed to each other and their families as they are to our noble cause. In the end, we don't just make men better, we make them Masons. Not just a man, a Mason.
Back here at Cathedral High School on the northeast side of Indianapolis. Halftime here in semifinal number 2, where the Irish lead Bishop Chatard 29-23. Winner of this contest will see Heritage Christian in the championship game tomorrow night. That game can be viewed right here on Indiana SRN. Thad Van Evener, Sean Crawl here with you. 6-point advantage for the Irish, as we talked about. We'll run through some statistics here. We'll start with the Irish. 10 points in the first half for Justice Gordon to lead the way. 7 points for Clara Lee. 6 points for Courtney Fields. And then 2 points apiece for Cassie Piper, Mia Finn, and Katie Brimmer. For Chatard, just 3 players got into the scoring column for the Trojans. 10 points for Zakia Rashid. 7 points for Erica Pemberton, all 7 coming in the second quarter. And 6 points for Maura McGinley. McGinley coming in tonight averaging 18 points per game for the Trojans. All right, Sean, a couple of moments here before the second half gets underway. Each team has had kind of a chance to regroup, maybe talk about some things. What are the adjustments you think we'll see here in the second half?
Well, I think on Chatard's side, Pemberton kind of established herself down low. So I think they're going to try and get her down low. And then as they collapse on her, does Cathedral, she maybe can get McGinley some open shots to kind of get her going. You need someone else from Chatard to step up. Only having 3 people score has been a big thing for Cathedral. I think they didn't get a chance to get out in transition as much. Very good job by Chatard stopping them in transition. They did get around the bucket a lot with some layups and things like that, but I think they want to get up and down the floor more. So maybe they might try some pressure in the second half, try and force some turnovers and get going with their track meet.
The zone defense from Chatard really kind of slowed Cathedral down a little bit. What do they do to get their offense kind of ramped back up on the offensive end?
Well, I think it comes from their defense, getting easy transition buckets, getting out, getting one shot from Chatard, and going.
Chatard with the basketball here to start our third quarter. They got as close as 3 in the second quarter, but never came all the way back. But Rashid on the drive, and she's fouled.
Looks like that's going to be on Piper. Rashid had a really good first half, and again, I go back to what Coach Fisher did at the end of the second quarter, leaving McGinley and Rashid on the bench with 2 fouls apiece while able to stay close to have them available the full second half.
Knocks the first one in. She missed 2 in the first half. She was just 1 out of 3. Second one coming here, but that time 2 for 2 on the trip. Good opening possession for the Trojans, and the lead's down to 4.
Ooh, is this a little trap pressure maybe?
Swings it over to Lee, into the corner now to Gordon. Skip pass. Fields tries to get it down low, and it's stolen away by Pemberton, and then a foul away from the ball in the backcourt.
Is that on Chatard?
And that's going to go against Pemberton.
Wow, that's interesting. I thought that was just a strong rebound and a good outlet pass.
And now that's number 3 on Erica Pemberton here with 7:27 to go here in our third quarter.
Let's see what Coach Fisher does.
And there, Pemberton aggressive, knocks it away. Now the ball is loose, and a jump ball is called, and that's going to go over to Cathedral.
Wow. Couple of chances on, I mean, you're going to reach in there when you got 3 fouls. Boy, that's pretty courageous from Pemberton.
Still the zone here defensively for Chittard, but they are being aggressive. A 3 from outside by Piper is no good, and Gordon couldn't get to it to save it.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I thought that might have gotten tipped. I thought she might have got a little piece of that shot, but the referees didn't think so.
Pruitt brings it up into the corner to Borchers. Borchers gets a screen. Now she pulls it from 3 and she drills it.
There's a big bucket you need, and it's a 1-point game.
You talked about getting somebody else to step up, and Borchers early in the third quarter does it. The lead down to 1, the closest Chittard has been since the first minute of the contest, and a traveling violation against Fields.
Notice they're forcing Cathedral into a lot of skip passes. That's the danger zone. You see, nice little job here. Borchers couldn't find anybody open, so she just decided to step up and knock it down.
Chance for Chittard to take the lead. They lob it down low. Pemberton on the pass, and she scores.
And they're feeling it.
Trailed by as many as 13 in the first half. Their first lead of the contest here in the third quarter. Now over to Gordon, and it's going to be short-lived as Gordon has the answer.
The skip pass paid off there, but boy, it was close to being picked off as well.
Rashid gets a screen from Pemberton. Rashid into the paint, and she finishes with the left hand. This is the action we thought we were going to get tonight. 32-31, semifinal action and rivalry.
This is good stuff.
Pass tipped away, but it's going to go off the fin and out of bounds.
This is Indiana basketball at its best, Thad.
Starting to get this gym livened up. We talked about both schools with some pretty good student support tonight, but they were quiet in the first half. Let's see if they liven up here in the second half. Stolen away by Gordon. Lee, a shot fake on the move through the defense, cannot finish, got her own rebound. Fields to Lee, and a triple. Long, and a rebound to Pruitt.
They eventually have to get McGinley the basketball. There we go.
Now she's got it into the paint, working against 3 defenders, and it doesn't matter. She scores anyway.
Timeout.
Timeout taken. It's going to be a Chittard timeout. Coach Finn not happy with the timeout there. She thought that they had already inbounded the basketball, and it's going to be a full timeout. 5:04 to go here in the third, and now a 3-point lead for Chittard on Indiana SRN.
There's no greater anti-poverty measure than to give a person a job. That helps them start to change that trajectory.
Morales Group is a full-service staffing company that provides temporary labor in the Indianapolis, Central Indiana market.
It was a challenge that was given by my father. He wanted me to give back much more than I had been. Then I realized that when he said more, he wanted me to see how I could give more. And it wasn't just in money, but in time and in services. And that's how the Morales Group was created.
I started off at Morales Group as an intern. I interned for 3 years before going on full-time staff here. What I love most about Morales Group is that big family aspect. I come from a big family in Mexico, and since the company is continuously growing, I feel like there's always a new member of the family that I get to know.
We're willing to give. We're willing to serve others, and we're not expecting something in return.
Come talk to us. We would love to work with you.
Out of the timeout here in the third quarter, a 3-point lead for Chittard, and they've got all the momentum, Sean.
11-2 run to start the third quarter here. Just the lone basket by Gordon.
Finn couldn't get the fall to go. Rebound knocked out of bounds, and it's Trojan basketball.
We can take a look here at this last bucket for McGinley. Got around the defense there, then worked her way down to the rim for the layup. Up and good, split the defenders.
Rashid has it out front. Now they get it over to DeCastro. Kicks it out. Borchers is open for three. Off the mark. Rebound knocked away. Pruitt tried to save it. Great effort there from Anna Pruitt, but it goes out of bounds.
It's amazing what a little bit of momentum and good fortune on your side will do for you energy-wise.
Just makes you get a little bit more pep in your step.
Yeah, it does.
They got down early, as I mentioned. They were down by as many as 13. Now they have a 3-point lead.
And the Chittard fans, the students are all standing.
There's a bucket down low for Gordon. She's got 4 here in the third quarter, 14 points in the contest.
Here we go, full court pressure from Cathedral.
Rashid brings it up, gets a screen from DeCastro, working against Lee, slips but somehow gets it to Borchers at the free throw line. Shot no good, and here come the Irish with a chance to take the lead. Lob it into the paint to Gordon. Little contact, and she drops it off to Finn, who gets it to go.
Nice pass there. She could have easily taken the shot, but went to the wide open Finn for the easier bucket.
Pruitt.
Unselfish play.
Pruitt brings it across, now backs it out. Wise move. DeCastro at the high post. Looking for Rashid. Now DeCastro. Back to Rashid. Little two-man action. Rashid into the paint. Pass deflected and stolen. And what a hustle play by DeCastro as she knocks it away. Now it's loose. Bodies all over the floor, and Coach Finn gets a timeout. Woo.
That was crazy. I think on this last play, DeCastro was looking for Rashid to cut to the basket, but Rashid was trying to dribble drive instead, and that kind of caused some confusion. Maybe kind of stalled their possession.
30-second timeout here for the Irish. They've retained possession. They've got a 1-point lead. We'll take a look back here at our last basket here, and a nice look down low. Gordon to Finn.
You know, the roles have kind of reversed. Cathedral's now looking for someone to step up to help Gordon out when everybody else for Chittard has really kind of stepped their game up here in the second half.
We saw Heritage Christian in the first game weather a couple of runs by Covenant Christian. The Warriors weren't able to get all the way over the hump, but they really pushed Heritage in that second half. Now in semifinal number 2, it is back and forth. This is some great City Alliance action.
Gotta love it. And then you got the boys next week.
Skip pass. Lee drops it off to Piper. Now Fields on the move with the left hand. Couldn't get to go. Rebound to Castro. Adams. Pass knocked away. And a nice job by Finn to get it away to Fields. Over to Gordon. Gordon has it knocked away. Now Adams picked it up, knocked out of bounds.
Oh, the defense right there. 4 different people knocked the ball away. I love that right there. Oh, that's fantastic.
Now some full court pressure here from the Irish. Rashid gets it into Adams. Adams brings it across. Now high post. Back to Adams. 2:35 to go here in our third quarter. Adams on the drive. Tries to drop it off to DeCastro. Stolen away.
She wasn't ready for it.
Piper, high post. Gordon, jumper, no. Offensive board for Finn. Now it's knocked away, and Rashid picks it up. She throws it ahead to Adams, all alone, and she lays it up and in.
Great court vision by Rashid to get her head up and see what was available. Great outlet pass to Adams for the easy bucket.
An unbelievable look ahead from Rashid. 36-35. Trojans back in front. Lee, free throw line jumper off the mark. Rebound to Castro, knocked away. Now the Irish with it. Down low to Fields, fouled.
That's Rashid's third, I believe. Watch this as she grabs the board, gets her head up, and sees her leaking out. Adams wide open for the easy deuce.
Textbook there. Look ahead, find the open teammate, and Adams all the way down for the easy lay-in. Fields gets the first one to go.
69% free throw shooter on the season. Rashid takes a seat.
She now does have 3 fouls, so that's 3 on Rashid and 3 on Pemberton for Chittard. Second one no good, and so we remain tied.
They got to get McGinley going offensively here soon.
Pruitt hits DeCastro, stripped away and stolen by Gordon. Gordon on the move, through the defense, out to Fields. Fields, can she finish? No, got her own board, takes it up, and she's fouled.
That'll be on DeCastro. Cathedral once again is finding a way to get shots from 4 feet in consistently, even with that zone defense. They've got to find a way to Chittard to stop getting those easy buckets, because if they don't make them, this is where they're going to be the rest of the night.
First foul on DeCastro. Fields back to the line, gets that one to go. The Irish go back ahead.
I love it. McGinley comes over to talk to Coach Fisher, and Piper follows her over there to try to hear what she's saying.
A little gamesmanship.
Oh, love some gamesmanship.
I'm all about it. 2-point lead now for Cathedral. Adams over to Pruitt. Pruitt gets a screen by Borchers. Now Adams, and Piper is all over McGinley here on the offensive end for Chittard. Now they finally get it to McGinley. Her pass stolen away by Finn.
Forced it. You got to let the offense come to you and not force it.
Got one kicked away by McGinley. Nice job on the defensive end. Under a minute to go here in the third. 38-36 Cathedral.
She's wearing 4 and wearing blue. Maybe she could be the new Colts kicker.
There we go. I think she's got another year of high school to go, but I don't think that would deter her. You got to be out of high school 3 years before you can play in the NFL.
She's got time to practice.
Oh, goodness. 38-36. Irish with the lead and the ball and an unforced turnover.
We've seen a lot of that lately, but it's the defense forcing the offense to try and make plays, causing confusion, and you get those errant passes.
McGinley, double team. Can she finish? She does, but wave it off, a traveling violation.
Ooh, wow.
So the Irish still with the lead. Fields brings it across this time. And a offensive foul is going to be called on a moving screen on Clara Lee. That's going to be number 3 on Lee.
She's been a vital role player for them, so we'll see how that affects them offensively and defensively as Bremer comes in.
Katie Bremer checks in for the Irish. She comes in for Lee. And Piper again all over McGinley. They can't get it to her. High posted to Casher, now stripped away and stolen. Fields has it. 15 seconds to go in the quarter. Gets it out to Piper, drops it off. Finn, a little 10-footer, and that's good.
And who got it to her? The defensive stopper, Piper.
Adams kicks it to Borchers. She's got to get the shot away. She does, and it rolls out. And after 3 quarters, Cathedral still in front, 40-36. Don't go anywhere. We got 8 great minutes coming up on Indiana SRN. Jump on it. Jump on it. Jump. Back here at Cathedral High School, semifinal number 2 of the City Alliance tournament, and it's everything we thought it would be so far through 3 quarters. The Irish leading Bishop Chittard 40-36. The winner advances to the championship game tomorrow night. Well, they will see Heritage Christian, of course, and head coach Rick Reisinger and the game. But we've got 8 minutes here left, Sean. 4-point game. It's been back and forth in that third quarter. A couple of lead changes there. Right now the Irish up by 4. What do you think we'll see here in the fourth?
I think it's going to be, it's one of those ones they're going to punch each other in the mouth until somebody doesn't get up. And not a ton of fouls, so there's not really a free throws coming to play yet, but it's who's going to make the big play.
McGinley pulls the trigger from 3, short, off the mark, and that's going to go out of bounds.
I always look at the free throw percentages as we start the fourth quarter. Cathedral 61%, Chittard 68%, but nowhere close to being in the bonus free throw team.
Both teams, I would say, below average from the stripe. Piper kicks it over to Fields in the corner. Out to Lee. Lee had a solid first half. She's been quiet so far here in the second. Back out to Fields. Fields on the drive, a little left-hand floater. That one won't go down. Rebound knocked out of bounds, and it'll be Chittard basketball.
That is interesting because Rashid, they changed it, okay. To say Rashid's back was to the basketball.
Adams brings it up. See if they can get McGinley going offensively here in the fourth. Pass deflected by Gordon, picked up by Borchers. Double team comes, gets it off to Pemberton. A whistle, and they're going to say she was out of bounds.
Nice defense using the out of bounds line as a third defender.
Fields brings it up, gets a screen, now over to Piper. And another unforced turnover, that one right through the hands of Lee and into the crowd.
That was a Garrett Cole fastball from about 10 feet away, so I'm not sure anybody could handle that one.
A little bit of heat.
Little bit of heat.
You know, spring training's only a couple weeks away, so why not?
Everybody's fired up. Oh, thought she was cutting to the basket.
Picked up by Lee. Irish do not have the advantage, so they wisely slow it down. Gordon drops it off to Finn. Finn down low, and she finishes.
That was too easy for Cathedral off of the turnover.
Now 8 points for Mia Finn. Well over her season average of 3.2. 11-2 is the Irish run right now as they go up by 6. Knocked away. Pemberton saves it, but saves it into Cathedral.
She should let it go out of bounds.
Here comes Fields. And now she slows it down. Into the paint. Gordon. 3 defenders around her. She kicks it out. Piper 3 doesn't get the roll.
That was close. It was on target.
Here comes Rashid. Hesitates. Into the paint. Takes it up. A ton of contact. No call.
Did she hurt herself too? I think she did.
Here comes Gordon.
She can't put any weight on her.
I think she rolled her ankle. There was a whistle at the other end. A foul's going to be called down there, and then Rashid helps herself to the bench. Foul went against Borchers. That's going to be the first on Borchers. Fields will go to the line. Rashid is on the bench. Caskey checks back in for Chittard.
Rashid's their leading scorer on the night.
And a timeout's going to be taken with 5:39 to go. It's going to be a full timeout. The Irish leading by 6 here on Indiana SRA.
Parents, do you like free food? Hike it on over to Prodigy Burger and Bar, where Monday is family night and kids eat free. Every day you can find daily specials featuring craft burgers, tacos, wings, and more. Prodigy is now playing the NFL Sunday Ticket on more than 25 TVs, so you won't miss a second of your favorite teams. Prodigy also caters, hosts private events, as well as dine and donates. Celebrate your school spirit with us at Prodigy Burger and Bar. More than just burgers, located in Clay Terrace in Carmel.
Hey, you want to check out all the upcoming games? Don't just go to our YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. Get those numbers up. You can watch all the replays as well as live games there, like right now. I believe my wife is watching on YouTube.
There we go. Hey, Rebecca. 6-point lead right now for Cathedral. We saw Zakia Rashid check to the sideline with an apparent foot or ankle injury, so Chittard now without one of their leading scorers, down by 6. Where do they look for some offense now with Rashid out of the game?
That's a great question because their last few offensive possessions, there's been some confusion on who's doing what, who's cutting to the basket, those different kinds of things. They need someone to step up. This is the perfect time for McGinley to take over.
Fields will be at the free throw line as she was fouled on the attack at the other end, so she's got 2 shots coming up. Could possibly extend the lead out to 8.
If I'm Coach Fisher, I put the ball in McGinley's hands to bring it up the basketball court and run the offense through her that way.
We mentioned it earlier in the game and earlier in this half, but Piper has been tasked with the defensive duties against McGinley, and she has done an absolutely wonderful job of just denying McGinley the basketball.
She knows what flavor gum she is, if we can use a Hoosiers reference. It's been that good.
2 for 2 there for Fields, and the lead is out to 8, and this has been a 13-2 run now for the Irish. That was nearly over and back as they hand it off to McGinley. McGinley gets a screen. A couple defenders run at her, and McGinley runs over the defender.
She is frustrated. They tried to get the ball to her from the out of bounds, and they didn't allow her to get possession, and so just tried to force it. You got to stay calm in these games.
That's the 3rd foul against McGinley.
That look she gave the ref wasn't a, I can't believe you made that call. It was, I know that was stupid, but I don't know what else to do right now but stare at you blankly.
There's another foul against Chittard, and that's going to go on Pruitt. That's her 2nd, but now the Trojans with 6 fouls, so the next foul puts the Irish into the penalty.
Not only that, but Cathedral only has 2 fouls this half. This
Gordon,
quarter.
skip pass picked off by Borchers. Caskey brings it across midcourt. Hands it off to McGinley. McGinley has it knocked away, but she picks it up. Now Pruitt on the drive. Can she finish? No. Rebound down low by Caskey, and she's fouled.
Again, great defense there by Piper. I'll tell you what, I think the MVP tonight has been Piper shutting down McGinley.
Cassie Piper, 5'6" senior guard for the Irish. Just 2 points tonight, but uber important on the defensive end. And the first free throw for Caskey off the mark.
Caskey only 3 for 3 on the year. It's only her 4th and 5th free throws. If we had a camera angle to see McGinley's face, you can see the frustration. She is exasperated at her lack of opportunity on the offensive end.
Needs some stops defensively, does Chittard. 4:40 to go here in our contest. Piper has it on the left wing. Kicks it out. Fields for 3. No good, and a rebound for Pruitt. Pruitt pushing the tempo. Working against Gordon. Spins. Pass deflected. Now they hand it off to McGinley. McGinley into the paint, drives in, scoops it up, and she scores, and she's fouled.
Maybe that's the one thing that can get her going. Nice job there up on top, getting her the basketball. Piper kind of backed off of her a little bit, allowed her a chance to get to the bucket.
Foul goes against Finn. That's her 3rd. McGinley off the mark on the free throw. Irish with it. Lead down to 5. Kick it out to Lee. Now over to Fields. Back to Lee. Open 3 from the wing, and she bangs it home.
Big bucket right there.
10 points for Clara Lee, and the lead back to 8. Just when Chittard thought they had a little bit of momentum. Pass deflected. Stolen by Piper. Piper on the breakaway. Stops. And her pass tried to drop it off to Finn, but it was knocked out of bounds by Pemberton.
I swear, McGinley, as we look at this bucket here, the 3 ball, again, another high shot. McGinley's going to go to bed tonight thinking she's still wearing Bremer as a coat.
Shot was blocked, but over to Lee, and that one won't go down. McGinley through the defense. Now it's picked up by Adams, knocked away by Fields, but I believe a foul will be called. That'll go against Fields. Number 2 on Fields, and now 5 fouls against Cathedral. 3:36 to play in an 8-point game.
there seems to be some, I don't know, they're out of their comfort zone, Chittard is, in terms of who's handling the ball and who's running the offense, and that's really caused some problems here in this run for Cathedral.
Adams gets a screen. Gets it over to Borchers. A shot fake. Now a little runner from Borchers. That won't go down. Offensive rebound. Caskey, no good. Battle for it down low. Pemberton's got it. Off to McGinley. Blocked away. Now Borchers has it. That's no good. McGinley had it momentarily. Stolen away by Gordon. Gordon through the paint. It was 1-on-4. She doesn't get it to go. Here comes Adams. Under 3 to play. Trojans looking for some offense. Hands it off to Pemberton.
There's just so much confusion on Chittard's offensive end.
Borchers and one!
You see them all kind of cluster together right there at the free throw line. Nobody knows to take charge, but it also, at the same time, it's the Irish defense that's causing the confusion.
A foul went against Finn. That's her fourth.
Borchers up and scores.
Borchers needs this free throw here for Chittard. Takes her time. Off back iron, no good. Rebound loose, and Caskey has it. Over to Borchers. Down low to Pemberton. A whistle and a foul. That'll go against Gordon.
And I think that's 1-on-1 now. We were talking about how they only had 2 fouls just a few minutes ago. Now they're back, and they're already in the bonus as Chittard. So they're shooting free throws the rest of the way, and now that free throw percentage, if I can say that, comes into play.
That was the first foul on Gordon. Pemberton's attempt is good.
Pemberton is 70% free throw shooter. She's missed a couple tonight, I believe.
Couple of dribbles, takes her time. 1 out of 2. Lead is down to 5. Fields has it now for the Irish. Over to Piper. Piper to Gordon. Gordon backs it out. Can the Trojans force a turnover? Fields over to Piper. Open 3. Off the mark. And here comes Chittard. Borchers needs some help and a whistle. And a timeout taken by Coach Fisher, a 30-second timeout taken for Chittard with 2:12 to go and a 5-point deficit.
I think it's a great move by Coach Fisher because they've struggled so much offensively, trying to get space to let people to move on the floor to find the open person. Great move by her. I think she's going to draw up a play here just for them. And somebody's going to the scores table that hasn't been in all game.
We've seen them have some good success or positive success with kind of a dribble handoff where they've thrown it to a big at the high post and then they come off maybe a handoff and get that momentum going to the rim. Do you think you go with that, or do you put the ball right into McGinley's hands and kind of let her go?
I think initially you try and get it into McGinley's hands and let her go, and if that doesn't work, then that's kind of the backup plan for them. Because Pemberton's played pretty well here in this fourth quarter as Davis checks in. I believe it's Izzy Davis for, I wonder if she's a shooter. No. 5'6" sophomore, but she's in the right corner, so we'll see what they do here. McGinley inbounded the basketball.
Approaching 2 minutes to go. They get it into the paint to Pemberton. Pemberton double team, has it stripped away. Whistle and a jump ball, and it's going to be Cathedral basketball.
Great idea. Turn and shoot it. Don't put it on the floor with the defense that the Cathedral has.
Now full court pressure here from Chittard. Long pass, looking for Gordon. They got her connected, and she gets the layup to go.
Boy, Borchers got her hands up like a defensive back and almost got it.
Ahead to Borchers. Hands it off to McGinley. McGinley knocked away by Gordon and stolen away.
It's a double team. She hasn't been able to get out of it all night.
There's Bremer. Now out to Piper. 1:35 to go. Lead is at 7. Adams on the drive. Fields on the drive. Shot no good. Here comes McGinley. They got 3-on-3 right now. McGinley into the paint. Double clutch and she scores.
I don't know why you just didn't hold the ball if you were Cathedral and make him foul you. You're up 5 with 1:15 to go.
Whistle and a timeout now taken by Coach Finn. It's going to be a full timeout taken by the Irish with 1:13 to go. They've got a 5-point lead here on Indiana SRN.
Bertner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
.113 to play. Cathedral with a 5-point lead, and they have the basketball. Sean, with just this amount of time left, they have the ball. How long do you play it out before you try to go into the foul game?
I think you try and go at least the 1 minute mark if you don't get a steal in the inbounds play or a turnover or whatever. I think, Cathedral went pretty quickly to the basket the last possession with the lead. See what they do, but don't let it get down under a minute before you foul them.
They get it into the backcourt to Fields, where she's guarded by Adams. Got a screen out front. Fields on the move. Drops it off to Finn, who's checked back in. 1 minute to play. Fields out the lead. Back to Fields, 55 seconds.
I don't know why they haven't started the foul yet.
Over to Gordon. Now Borchers will be whistled for the foul.
Wow, that's a lot of time to let go off the clock. Unless maybe they were trying, they just wouldn't call it.
Gordon will go to the line. She is 2 out of 4 from the charity stripe so far this evening. 49 seconds to play.
And 62% on the year, Thad.
This is a 1-on-1 situation.
And nobody under the basket for Cathedral.
First free throw, no good. Trojans push it up. Adams has it. Adams over to McGinley. McGinley on the drive. Hesitates under the hoop. Reverse layup goes down.
Very nice.
And Coach Fisher takes a timeout with 36.2 to go.
Last
and that
one.
is her final timeout, so no remaining timeouts for the Trojans here. Could be a big thing down the stretch. As we know, in high school, the clock does not automatically stop.
I think you also look at who do you want to foul, and if you look at the people that are on the floor, Finn, I don't believe, is on the floor right now. She's only a 38% free throw shooter. I think you're looking to get the ball into Gordon's hands because she's the lowest at 62%. Maybe Bremer at 61, but I think maybe that's what they were trying to do there.
With the lead at 3, 36 seconds to go, obviously full court pressure is a must. Do you go for the steal maybe 5, 7 seconds before you take that foul?
Absolutely, I think you do. 100%. You want to make sure and try and either force them into a turnover or a 5-second call, but and you want to make sure you send the right person to the line too. So if they're going to get it inbounds, you want a specific person to catch it.
In the game for Cathedral is Piper, Finn, Fields, Lee, and Gordon. Piper's going to inbound. No one guarding the ball. Full court pressure. They get it into Fields. Fields guarded by Adams, and Adams will take the foul.
Boy, if they could have got it to Finn, that would have been nice, but we'll see what Fields does here. She's a 69% free throw shooter. What is she tonight? 5 of 6?
5 out of 6 so far tonight is Courtney Fields. All 6 attempts coming here in the second half.
That's why they wanted to get it to her.
And first one, no good. Rebound to Adams. Door is open for Chittard. Adams on the move into the paint. That looked like it was deflected, and it was by Lee. 26.2 to go.
Do you try for a 3 here, or do you get the 2?
They get it into McGinley in the corner.
Pull the trigger, young lady.
McGinley working against Piper on the move. Floats it up, no good. Pemberton offensive rebound, knocked away, and she's fouled. And if that's against Finn, that'll be her 5th.
So you get 2 here with no time going off the clock if she can make both of them. But, man, that's still not much time to work with.
We'll say the foul goes against Justice Gordon. That's her 2nd.
That's interesting.
So Pemberton back to the line. She just went 1 for 2 a couple moments ago. Free throw, good.
That first one's very important.
Lead is down to 2, 49-47. Where else would you want to be, Sean?
Nowhere.
18.6 to play. Pemberton free throw, no good. Lead remains at 2. It's knocked out of bounds, and it's Irish basketball.
Great job by McGinley. She almost got it.
Here comes the full court pressure. Reminder, Chittard out of timeout. 17 seconds to play.
Force it into Finn's hand because she's the poor free throw shooter.
Piper having difficulty getting it in, and she takes a timeout. 17.2 to play, and a full timeout taken by Cathedral. Look back as that was knocked out of bounds on the missed free throw attempt by Pemberton.
McGinley kind of found her way around into the low post and just knocked it off of her. She tried to grab it with one hand. Boy, that would have been something else.
All right, Sean, so you're Coach Finn. You're in the huddle right now. What are you drawing up here against this full court pressure? Do you want to try to get it back to Fields? She's been reliable so far this evening.
I definitely want it in Fields' hands. If not Fields' hands, then I think I want to get it into Justice Gordon. Even though she struggled a little bit tonight, she's your senior, she's your leader. Those are your top two options right there.
Same 5 on the floor for Cathedral. Piper, Finn, Gordon, Fields, and Lee. Piper's going to throw it in. No one guarding the inbounder. They get it into Fields, and Fields will be fouled immediately by Borchers.
Her third.
15 and a half to play.
Thad, somebody who didn't play high school basketball, she missed last time. Does that come into your mind in this first free throw?
Confidence for Fields here. She's been there. She's done it before. Now, can it be in the back of your mind? Sure. Free throw up, and she gets the roll.
That was close.
Shooter's roll for Courtney Fields.
Still a one-possession game, though.
Lead is at 3.
This is the big one.
Second one good.
First one goes down. Second one feels better, doesn't it?
They push it up with Adams. Adams drops it off to Borchers. Back to Adams. She's open for 3. Off the mark. Rebound loose. Saved in. Taken in by Lee for Cathedral, and she's going to be fouled. Nice job there by McGinley. She takes the foul, and then she helps Lee up. And with 3 seconds to go and a 4-point advantage, this one almost over here with Cathedral looking to advance.
That is on McGinley, her 4th. They just had those chances. Couldn't quite get a bucket to fall. But great job by Cathedral of making the big buckets when they needed to.
And that free throw seals it for the Irish. Clara Lee has been the third wheel tonight, or the third cog for the Irish. She puts them up 5 with 3 seconds to play. Second one also good. And so tomorrow night, it'll be the Irish against Heritage Christian, the Eagles, for the City Alliance Championship. Final score here, 53-47. And Sean, this game was exactly what we signed up for tonight. We thought it'd be about a 5 or 6 point game. Final score ends at 6. That third quarter was really electric. Numerous lead changes there. We go to the fourth, and just basically not enough firepower down the stretch for Chittard, specifically when Rashid had to go out of the game with an injury.
I think that was the key because she was a huge offensive weapon for them all night long. She was their leading scorer up to that point. Really didn't have anybody else to go to because Bremer did such a fantastic job covering McGinley and not letting her get open shots, get good looks. It was tough for Chittard to find someone else to try and step up. They tried to work with DeCastro a little bit up at the free throw line on the elbows to get her going, maybe some passes and things, but couldn't really get things going. I believe we have Coach down on the floor with the winning other coach, Coach Finn.
Coach Finn, what a great game.
Thank you. I mean, we needed some revenge. We got it. I'm super proud of our girls for just staying the course and hanging in there.
First quarter made a difference. I think they ran out of gas a little bit. Kent knocked down a 3. And then your free throw shooting coming in at the end was great, and great senior leadership. Really, a touchdown pass. Piper should play football.
Right. And wouldn't even call that. So it's just basketball IQ, which is awesome. So it's just great to see the seniors have a good win against Chittard at home on their last time to play Chittard.
Okay, you play Heritage Christian, sellout crowd tomorrow, big game. What do you got to do to get them ready? Because you got to walk through tomorrow, I'm sure, but they played pretty well tonight as well.
Yeah, and they played well the first time we played them. So I think this is going to be another chance for us to come back and get some revenge. So we'll see what happens.
Miss Basketball is ready.
We're ready. Thank you.
Back up to you guys. Good job tonight, guys.
Thank you, Coach, and thank you, Coach Finn, and a really solid performance tonight for the Irish and some balanced scoring. We talked about this in the pregame show, Sean. It's like we know what we're talking about or something. I don't know. We talked about they were going to need somebody else to step up besides Fields and besides Gordon. Tonight it was Clara Lee. 12 points for Clara Lee, 7 in the first half, 5 in the second half. She was their third leading scorer. They also got really nice contributions tonight from Mia Finn, 8 points tonight for Finn. So when you talk about, we talked about Batman and Robin on each side, and we talked about having someone else step up. Chittard was a little bit limited in the second half with Rashid getting into an injury situation, but Cathedral having 2 players step up for them, I think maybe the key tonight as they advance to championship game tomorrow night.
I'll be honest with you, I'm going to respectfully disagree. I think the key for them tonight was Piper's defense on McGinley. McGinley could never get anything going. She could never get into a flow. Piper was just unbelievably fantastic defensively. I think she was the MVP for them. We look at the stats and we see McGinley ended up with 14. Those were 14 of the hardest points she will ever get in her life because she just could not get into the flow of the offense at all. And I also think the other key was losing Rashid to the injury in the third quarter.
Cassie Piper, as Sean mentioned, 5'6", senior guard for the Irish. She finished the evening with just 2 points. She averages 5.5 coming in tonight. But as he said, a huge key to the Irish defense tonight, guarding primarily McGinley for almost the entirety of the 32 minutes. Let's look at our final scoring for tonight. We'll start with the Irish. Victorious tonight, 53-47. 16 points tonight from Justice Gordon, right at her average. 13 points from Courtney Fields. 12 points for Clara Lee. 8 points for Mia Finn. And 2 points apiece for Cassie Piper and for Katie Brimmer. For Chittard, they also had 3 players in double figures. 14 points apiece for Maura McGinley and Zakia Rashid. And 11 points for Erica Pemberton. We thought she would be key tonight, and she kept them in the game, really, in that second quarter. 5 points for Mary Borchers, and then off of the bench tonight, 2 points for Grace Adams and 1 point for Dee Dee Caskey. In the scoring by quarter tonight, it was Cathedral leading the way in both the first quarter and the fourth quarter, where Chittard won the second and third period. 6-point lead, or a 6-point win tonight for the Irish, 53-47. What's your biggest takeaway in the Irish win?
It's going to be interesting. I'm really curious to see what kind of defensive strategy they have tomorrow night against Heritage Christian, because of the offensive look Heritage gives them is very similar to theirs. They score more points than Cathedral does, but I'm interested if they try the same type of structure. Are they going to put Piper on Wiggins? Is that something they're going to try? The quickness is a lot different. No knock on McGinley, but the quickness factor is a lot different between Wiggins and McGinley. And so that's going to be my first thought tomorrow night when we watch the game is, well, what kind of defensive structure is Cathedral going to use? I think one of the things they also did in the second half is shut down Pemberton. Pemberton really got going in the second quarter, and she could never get in the flow of the offense either in the second half. It was Rashid until she got hurt, and then they struggled to find baskets after that, and that's when Cathedral went on that run that we saw. And, one thing, too, I found really interesting, Fields ended up with 13, 7 in the second half, all on free throws.
You mentioned Cassie Piper, and that will be interesting tomorrow night. You'll be on the call for the championship. If Piper will man up with Wiggins in a similar fashion as she did with McGinley tonight. It wasn't really a box and one, but the way that they had Piper only glued to McGinley, there was no help side from Piper. It was just man on man. I am sticking to her at all times, so there was no kickouts. Can she do that against Wiggins, who we've seen Wiggins with some explosive play. She can get to the rim. She can also shoot it from the perimeter. That Piper-Wiggins matchup tomorrow could be the biggest key in the championship game.
It could, yes, but I think the biggest difference is that Heritage Christian has more offensive weapons that can step up. No knock on Chittard, but they have more people that can take the ball and confidently want to take over and score offensively. So if they do tend to shut Wiggins down, you have other people in the line, Tierney Brown, you've got Courtney Lee and other people like that can get buckets to kind of draw that pressure off of Wiggins.
Thinking about Chittard, and we didn't talk about it very much in the broadcast tonight, but we're only a few weeks away from the girls' state tournament kicking off, and we hope the best for Zakiya Rashid.
Yeah.
Obviously a huge key for the Trojans on their squad, and so with just basically 3 weeks before tournament action, hopefully she will be healthy and at least back to 90% and hopefully 100% before tournament action starts.
Yeah, I think that's one of those decisions where you kind of lock her down for the rest of the regular season and let her get well and then go to it in tournament time.
Final score tonight, Cathedral with the win, 53-47. They will see Heritage Christian tomorrow night in the championship as they advance to 13-5 on the season. Chittard with the loss will fall to 11-8. For the crew here tonight, Jerry and my main man, Riley, who is the MVP, the real MVP of the production tonight, from my partner, Sean Kroll. I'm Thad Van Diemer. Thank you for joining us tonight on Indiana SRN, and make sure you are here with us tomorrow. Championship action with Sean Kroll here from Cathedral High School. Thank you, everyone, and good night.